in your alerts.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Low waist, fat, baby, tap in.
Oh, I'ma tap in for sure.
Tap in.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends on what the is it today? It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It's a hump day. Wellness Wednesdays. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on today. We're about to get into intense conversations and joke and laugh and do all the things. Tam is up early. Hey, yo, everybody on my IG Live, spread the god darn word. Y'all know I'm here. Kelly J is here. We need y'all to spread the word. We now have to get officially taking over the situation because we got too much content. We got too much of a great show right now to not have millions of people watching.
Yes.
So what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to spread the word. Shout to everybody on IG Live. I need y'all to spread the word. And I'm going to reiterate, if you download Media Room 360, you can get that. If you go to all social media platforms, Media Room 360 on Facebook, on YouTube, on the TV behind me, Roku TV. If you go to your streaming channels on Apple, the whole nine.
Apple TV, Roku
Apple
TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV,
Amazon Fire Stick, Media
Twitch.
Room 360 TV, on Twitch
TV.
But I need y'all to spread the goddamn word. I'm getting irritated. There's a lot of whack shows that are being watched. And I know we're a morning show, so we're not doing a podcast for an hour because it would be easier if we did a podcast for an hour. We just posted it. I get that. And we will move to that and we'll make that happen.
Lipstick.
We will make that happen. Sexy Mo with the makeup bag. It's just she just got the lipstick.
I just got the lipstick. I'm working on it.
So everybody spread the word. Happy Wednesday, Wellness Wednesdays. Yes, we got a lot of things we got to get to. J Black. Wait. Is that Speed? I'm gonna start putting my glasses on. I just hate the fact
Spavvy Cottage.
Spavvy Cottage, right?
Yes.
Hashtag Takeover Legends. Shout to you.
Shout out to her. She actually supported and bought a shirt from GoFred.com. She bought a shirt. Spavvy.
Payola, Shirtola going on. Shirtola going on. Go ahead, girl.
Mark, your order is done. Mark, I was told your order was done yesterday, so it's getting shipped out. So good looking on the support.
Shawn
maybe they can post their shirts and hashtag Takeover Legends when they wear their shirts.
Shawn BCM join. Shout to Shawn BCM. In other words, hit the share button. Damn it! I know the people who live upstairs from me when I'm home. When I'm I'm in my other home in Texas. I know upstairs they hate me. I know downstairs they hate me because I'm loud as. Right now, 6 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. I know they hate me. They're like, wow, who is he yelling at?
Right.
I'm surprised the cops haven't knocked on my door yet. And like, who's he yelling at?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to spread
windows.
Yeah, breaking windows, even though the windows are so cheap. That's when I realized. That's what I cut my hand a little bit. Like when you bust a window, you're supposed to get some type of push. It was nothing.
God.
Like I realized I could really just tap it and it'll break right now, but whatever.
It's Spa 7 Cottage. I was going to say that. I was wondering if those were Roman numerals, but they're yes.
Why didn't you just put Spa 7 Cottage then?
Because they probably
why the fuck didn't you just put Spa 7 Cottage? We always we love the fact that you're rocking with us, but why can't you just put Spa 7 Cottage?
It definitely made me think.
Why? Why do you want us to think?
I'm still stuck when you saying the windows are cheap.
The windows are cheap as hell.
But you should be breaking windows. Like, how you gonna blame the window for being cheap that you broke? But all right,
because you realize if somebody had a ladder and climbed up to my window, all they had to do was tap the window, and it would break, and it'd be in my apartment.
Tap busted.
Tap. But what the hell? Like before I leave, I'm going to show you how whack the windows are. Before I leave, I'm going to do a little.
No! Don't tap on the window.
No, I'm gonna tap. But when I'm moving out, I'm gonna tap. So y'all can be like, look at this.
You're not gonna get your deposit back.
Oh, the deposit is gone. You have no idea. The deposit is gone. The rugs alone.
Oh man!
Just because of Black and Mild by my sliding glass window.
Oh
the
damn!
deposits are gone.
Damn!
Because when you smoke in the wintertime, because I don't smoke inside my apartment, even though it's just me. When you go by the window in the wintertime, it is like.
Good morning, Kathy.
And then all of a sudden the ashes hit the floor. Like, I can take you by the floor where I know, and these white folks, they give my deposit back anyway. Just back, Michael Shawn, just back in that gym. Am I back in the gym or you back in the gym? Because I'm seeing my trainer today at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a problem. I'm about to be a problem. But that's why I just keep, because I'm telling you when I say stuff like I'm going to do this show with no shirt on.
Oh man.
I'm going to do it.
I won't be here. There's no way I can watch you.
What you gonna be attracted to me? What you scared of? You watch wrestling. You watch the WWE when no dudes with shirts on.
And they all oiled up. And they all oiled up.
John Gruden, you homophobe. What? You don't want to see? You don't want to see when I'm like this?
We're not no square. We're not no square together. And I ain't grow up with them. I ain't known them for 20 plus years in wrestling. And that's sports entertainment.
Watch.
Nah.
Jay gonna be mad too. Jay gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna start working out.
Nah.
Jay gonna be like, I'm gonna start working out.
Maybe both of y'all can do the show with both of your shirts off.
He don't want that problem. He don't want that smoke with me. Jay don't want that smoke. First of all, Jay is not even fair because Jay's still recovering from an injury. He's still so he really he can't.
Mike had compassion for you.
I do because Jay is ruthless. He ain't shit. But I know he can't. I know he can't do 100 push-ups. I know he can't do 100 push-ups.
Good morning, Ashley.
Before my injury?
No, you couldn't do 100 push-ups before your injury.
Wait, you didn't? Why couldn't I?
He said you ain't see him before his injury.
Jay, you have never done 100 push-ups. You have never done 100 push-ups at one time.
Oh wait, you mean at one time I didn't work? See, now you got to specify. You got to be specific and clarify.
Is this over a month? A week?
I give you 5 right now.
Exactly, like I get it, but especially with your arm, your shoulder, you can't. There's no way. It's unfair. So I'm fair when it comes to my friends. I'm fair, but y'all not gonna want this problem because I'm not doing the show. Matter of fact, I might not do a show with a shirt on for a straight week. I might do Monday through Friday.
Shirtless.
No, you good, Shawn. You good.
Let me find out. It's popcorn and coffee time. You might as well pop it.
So get it. They trying to come up with a name. We need like Cardi B got her name for her team, and Nicki got the Barbs. Beyonce got the Beehives, and they was trying to come up with a name. The TOL something, the squad, TOL squad, TOL squad.
Just make, but
team. Okay.
Don't even think too hard on it. Like just let yourself go. If it's ignorant, say it. Like when you got a name, just say it.
No, they want a name so we can get some shirts made.
No, I'm saying a name. And let me tell you something. You and your wife think y'all gonna keep putting Takeover Legends on the shirt and not cut me in. Y'all, that's what y'all think y'all gonna do. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do.
She's a small.
That's what y'all think y'all gonna do.
This lady got nothing to do with me.
No. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do. Keep having walking my journey. That's what y'all think y'all gonna do.
They did give you a nice shirt. I did like the shirt.
The shirts are amazing. Like walking my journey. I'm about to I'm wearing that. That's why I don't have it on right now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to wear it because I want to wear it at the comedy show October 20th.
Nice.
At the where are we at? The Addison Improv. We're at the Addison Improv. So, the place that y'all came. So I'm literally I have the shirts. I have the shirts right there. Mm-hmm. And like I'm keeping it right there. Like literally I'm trying to figure out how I can get 20 or 30 more shirts out here before the show. And if not, we have a show November that is coming up November that's going to happen. So I'm going to make sure I get that popping. All right, let's get to it. Jay Black, your night was what?
What was last night? Last night was
You watched Jeopardy incredibly too loud?
I don't watch Jeopardy no more. My guy lost. That run is over, so I'm no longer interested.
Oh, he was black?
No, it was a white dude that was on it, but he
But why did you stop watching just because he lost?
Because he's a big fan.
No, I'm not a fan of Jeopardy to that degree. I was a fan of somebody that was on a winning streak, and you want to keep seeing how far this winning streak goes. So it's like a competition, and I was all invested. But now that he lost after 38 days, you know, he lost on his 39th day. I'm all right. I'm out now. If somebody else start a new winning streak, I'll be back in.
So you just started watching Jeopardy simply because somebody was on it?
Yeah, I started consistently watching it every day.
But if you like the show, do you like the show?
I do, but I don't like it to that degree to make it a point in my schedule to watch daily. And it ain't to that degree.
It ain't Big Brother.
Yeah, it ain't Big Brother. Nope. In which we're gonna have Tiffany Mitchell on the show.
Tam knows I called Jay Black. I'm gonna repeat this. And when he answered the phone, all I heard is do 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 do. Who does that?
Surround sound.
I like my sound loud, no matter what I watch, honestly.
No, he was on his phone. It wasn't supposed to be that loud on his phone. Okay, Sexy Mo, shoulders out and shoulders out in that Michael Shawn voice. That's the Batman voice right there, Michael. Yeah.
And before I finish confirming this interview with Big Brother, because she was America's favorite player, she was a big deal with the cookout. I thought about it. You're gonna be disrespectful, and I thought the show was dope, and I thought the contestant Tiffany was really good. I said, Mike, don't watch Big Brother. He's really not gonna be into it. Why would I have her come up here? I've been having second thoughts.
So don't have her come up here
because I don't trust Mike, Mo. It was dope, and Mike don't believe in the show.
I haven't trusted you in any situation I've ever been in. But go ahead. No, continue. Go ahead.
So I was like, I don't know about that. I said I gotta talk with her deeper before I confirm because I don't want her to be disrespected. I like her. I think I really felt connected to her, like she was a family member. Believe it or not,
you
like
dating her
like a cousin. No, you watch somebody, you feel like you know them.
You know her. You know her in real life.
No, Mike.
Is she like a family member in your head?
No,
so is that the fanboy you turn into? That's the fanboy, like you turn on the family. You turn on the family
culture. You know, I'm rock with my people.
On a culture. She was on Big Brother.
All right. See, that's why
that's not for the culture.
I'm not even going. Good morning, Aaliyah. Good morning.
Good morning, Aaliyah.
Good morning, Mike. If y'all in the Big Brother, blame it on Mike.
Wait a second. The culture. She's on Big Brother getting pimped.
That was probably the wrong choice of words, J Black.
Black people united. That was a big deal. And Mike just don't understand nor appreciate it.
Who owns the show? Who owns the show?
I'm talking about from the contestants. I know CBS is not owned by. See, he's going somewhere. I'm just trying to have fun with a Big Brother.
I'm having fun. I just don't understand. You're the one who literally got serious and was like, I don't know if I'm going to bring her on here because I can't trust Mike. What are you talking about?
I just want to because I want you to, you don't respect the show, and I already know you're going to be disrespectful. Yeah, I know. Because you think Big Brother's all set up.
It has nothing to do with not respecting the show. It has to do with, like, why are you making her to be like, she's like, like, why are you making her to be like, she's like Jackie Robinson or something? Like, we're just going to interview her. She's not Jackie Robinson.
We treat our guests with respect.
Yes.
I mean, it's not our fault if sometimes the questions are challenging and they feel uncomfortable. That's not our fault. It's not my fault.
Since he doesn't believe in the show, I don't want, my thought
have you talked to her before?
No, Mike. And we've been just going back and forth now.
So if you haven't talked to her, what are you worried about? Like, when are you getting so moisture? Why are you becoming moisture? Why? It's funny you actually called me Aaliyah. Okay. I don't know who called you that. I didn't.
That was me. Hey, Casina.
All right, Casina. Well, how the hell
called you Aaliyah because it says Aaliyah?
Yeah. How did you get Casina? Like, but we love you. But goddamn, just spread the word. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Don't confuse us like this. It don't take much to confuse us anyway. Like, it don't take much. It says Aaliyah Williams, and you said what?
Look, Lyrical-matic said, Mike, I thought she was dark-skinned.
Somebody else said that. Yo, before I go to Mo and how her night was, I had to replay the last half hour yesterday's episode last night while I cooked dinner and chilled. Mike and the butt sound effects. I cannot. Thank you, Ashley. Hit the share button. Damn, I already lost what I was about to say. Jay Black, you got to make this fun, and having her on will answer questions. Mike, have her on. Yes, I have no problem with having her on the show. Jay just got protective over this chick who he doesn't know. He turned into fanboy. Fanboy. Not Ricola. Fanboy. That's the butt noise. Respect to the butt question.
Thinking them out, yeah.
Yeah. It's in the butt now. By mistake, my bad. By mistake. By mistake. For those on the few people on the IG Live, spread the goddamn word on the IG Live. She didn't create the show. Why are you getting more? Yes, he's becoming moisture. Like Jay Black is becoming. He's like, I don't know. I don't want her to be offended. He don't even know this bitch.
I don't know.
He don't even know her.
I felt connected watching the show. I watched the live feed. It's been about 3 or 4 months of watching the show. Yeah.
I'm a New York Giant fan. I love my team. It's like, I don't love my team. I root for my team. I have never felt connected where I'm like, yo, I'm scared if Jay Black is going to ask Daniel Jones a question. That's the quarterback. I don't care.
I just said you being disrespectful saying the show is fraud.
It is fraud.
The producer told you, like you're going to be challenging, the authenticity of what they did and questioning her ethics related to that. And
what ethics? You have no ethics once you get on a reality show.
And Jay Black, it seems like you're more worried about that protecting the show than
this man has 4 people on live. I got 4 people on live because y'all don't spread that damn word. What's that thing on TikTok when they go like, you still got that little, job, you got that little business. Yeah, because you haven't shared me. And they go, you haven't shared me. You haven't shared me. Damn it. Spread the word, King _ whatever that word, no singles _ whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I'm going to wear my glasses. I'm going to wear my Khalib 80 or whatever. Khalib, King _ no singles _ Khalib 80. What's good, homie? What's good? Spread the goddamn word. When the takeover happens, all those who have been on here from the beginning will feel like you are in the inner circle. Damn it. This happens every time we do something. All right, Mo, how was your night?
It was rough. I didn't sleep good.
Why?
I had a lot going on.
Why didn't you sleep good? Why? When you laid in the bed, why didn't you sleep good?
I wanted to go to sleep. You ever been in the bed and you need to go to sleep because you got stuff to do? But my mind was clicking and I just kept getting on, checking my emails, responding to things I need to respond to. I know. Wow. I said that this morning when my alarm went off again. I was like, but I just closed my eyes.
You have to turn your phone off. Do you have an alarm other than your phone? Do you have an alarm?
I wake up on time every morning, really, without the alarm.
So you don't need your phone?
I really don't.
So you have to turn it off at 10 o'clock.
What?
Yes.
10 o'clock. I'm still speaking to vendors at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
No. First of all, speaking to vendors at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Different time zone.
What you've done is you've allowed people to overstep their boundaries because 3 o'clock in the morning in any time zone, you have to have time so that you could rest.
You're right.
You're supposed to rest.
Thank you, Uncle Mike. You're right. You're
can't
right.
Be super. Don't call me Uncle Mike because I'll still do it to you. Don't call me Uncle Mike because I'll still do it to you. Listen. The statement from Michael Shawn, spread the damn word, Michael Shawn. Yes, spread the damn word.
Yes.
Tired of watching stuff that's on IG Live. And maybe we haven't done a proper job promoting, but we'll talk about that later. But Mo, you need to get your proper rest so that you can go 1,000 miles an hour. So you can go, because you're going to go 1,000 miles an hour. You're going to wake up and you're going to go 1,000 miles an hour. But how can you go 1,000 miles an hour on a quarter tank? God damn. Yo,
that's a
for
good
real.
Let
me just get this F-bomb out the way.
Yeah.
The Phil. How can you go 1,000 miles an hour on a quarter tank, Mo? Mo, if you don't just put your hands up and do the TG Jakes and praise me.
Say hands up.
Because you work hard. You do.
You're right.
You do.
You're right. I'm just trying to prepare for this leadership conference. I got to go to Connecticut tomorrow until Sunday, and I think I'm nervous with the whole COVID thing. And being around a whole bunch of people.
Fine. You're vaccinated. You're fine. Wear your mask. You're fine.
I'm not gonna be nervous. Well, I'm not gonna be nervous about that. But something happened at my son's school yesterday when I picked him up. They were like, "Oh, he's the only one in class." And I was like, really? Yeah, well, when he was out on Monday, the kids were exposed to COVID. So everyone in that classroom is home quarantining except for him because he wasn't there.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rough night. It was a rough night. I told you it was a very rough night.
So little man is vaccinated.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not.
No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So because he's not, is that
the age to where they're saying that?
Oh, okay.
Offering it to yes.
Got you. So the other kids stayed home because of what?
Because they were exposed to COVID.
Where?
At school. So they don't give you the person's name. They don't say if it was a teacher or a student. They just tell you that whether or not your child was exposed and, going through the proper protocol. So, it's a little tricky.
God.
It's a little tricky. I constantly get those alerts, though, probably once to twice every 2 weeks, probably. I get an alert that's saying someone in the school, but your child was not in the vicinity for 15 minutes within the 24-hour, whatever period that they have. And so he's the only one in his class. Everybody else is virtual learning right now for the next probably 10 days.
Well, he's going to learn these days. He's going to definitely learn. They ain't got no excuse. They got to give him the one-on-one treatment.
Right.
But I understand how stressful that is.
It is.
Because I get those emails from my girls, but my girls are in high school, so it's different.
Yes.
It's different when your girls are in high school and they're like, Dad, we're good and everything like that. So he's going to be by himself in class for the week. Like none of these kids are coming back.
None of them can come back until they're cleared after the 10-day quarantine period.
So wait a second. The whole class was exposed. So wouldn't your son have been exposed?
My son was out Monday.
Oh, it was just one day?
It was that one day. And then I guess when they came back, he was like, oh, but Gabe is okay because he was out that day. And I was like, okay.
So a teacher happened to go in there or a teacher's assistant,
or a student or a teacher assistant. They don't say. By law, they can't tell you exactly who it is. But I'm assuming whoever it was, it may have been a paraprofessional or it may have been a music teacher. You never know who it was who came in contact with the kids that day. Evidently, it must have been isolated down to, I guess, the contact tracing down to that Monday. And he happened to be out.
First of all, they didn't do the contact tracing. They randomly sat around and said, oh, so-and-so got it. And they've been here and they've been there and they've been, you know what? I understand why you're stressed because I got a headache.
Very stressful.
I got a headache right now. This is where you want to, I got a headache.
Our first guest just popped in too.
Hey.
Who's our first guest?
Our first guest, real quick, good morning, Jeanette. I saw also Stacy Mitchell, good morning. Who else did I see? I saw Jacqueline, good morning. And Queenborn, good morning, Queenborn.
Everybody love y'all. Everybody hit the share button. I guess there's a share button on Facebook, YouTube. Hit the share button.
Yes.
I don't know if you can do that on IG Live. I don't know if you can do that on IG Live. We need to spread the word. This is the best show that you'll ever watch in the morning time or ever listen to in the morning time. We have to. Listen, man, I can't do this for free, but for so long, God damn it. I can't do this for free. I'm too good at what I do.
The sponsors.
IG Live. Spread the word. Good morning, Action, yes. Paul, one of the dopest people in the world. I gotta call him. Yes. Already shared it. Thank you.
And nurse, we're going to be talking about HIV in comparison with COVID because Mike is I think he was mistaken. So when you come on,
Jay, don't irritate my life today. You weren't there.
But
you weren't around. You're speaking on something you don't know anything about.
So when she comes on in another less than an hour, we're going to get into it. But we got Dave Anderson. He's here. We want to talk about John Gruden. We're going to talk about the racist aspects. We got several things we want to talk to Dave Anderson about. So let's pop him on in. Good morning, Dave. Bring him on in.
Dave, the business bully.
What up?
Oh my God, Dave. Oh God, Dave. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to relax.
You know, Jay Black, he's shaking shit up with Michael Shawn. You know,
because Jay Black is just he don't know what he's when I tell you he don't know what he's talking about when it comes to AIDS. He don't. He just has a Google number. That's all he has. He has no idea what AIDS did in the inner city. He has no idea what it did. When you can say when you
have
can
somebody
say
that can factually help.
dog, it's a nurse that wasn't in the inner city when everybody on the block had somebody dying of AIDS. You don't know nothing about nothing. You don't know nothing. I'm talking about being in the Bronx, New York, and watching next door neighbors' nieces have AIDS and die. They're not going to give you the numbers.
It wasn't a ticket taker. It wasn't people dying as fast as they was with.
No, because it killed white people.
Dave, here we go, Dave. So what it was Kyrie Irving, NBA basketball player. Obviously, he can't play because he's refusing to take the vaccine, and it's like so he's going to miss out on all his money. Blah blah blah. And Eddie Griffin had put up a post, and it said he tried to compare it to Magic. Where is it at?
Magic was playing with HIV, and
HIV is different from AIDS. And he tried to compare, and I said, well, that's a bad comparison because when Magic came out with HIV in November 1991, it wasn't the same number of deaths on the counting, ticking up, hundreds and thousands of people dying rapidly from the spreading in the air. HIV,
and it also wasn't 90% of the people recovering from AIDS, dummy.
So hold on, let me, if I can.
We weren't supposed to get into this
about that. The majority of people who get COVID survive.
Yeah.
What don't you get?
Here's what we're missing. I think context is really
30,000 people that died. 30,000 that year. But go ahead.
I think what people need to understand is that when it comes to HIV at that particular period in time, for a very long time, nobody knew what it was. So it was being misdiagnosed left and right. And it was primarily affecting white people in the LGBTQIA LMNOP community. So much so it was called the gay cancer.
Right.
Nobody even knew what HIV really was until Magic Johnson said, yeah, I got the betial because of this HIV, I got. And so what winds up happening is there's a bunch of people forget Arthur Ashe died, around that time. There was a lot of things happening. And then slowly but surely it started, permeating, throughout several communities. Nobody knew, what the heck it was. In 1993, Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks famously did a movie called Philadelphia, about HIV. On top of that, you have your boy, Dr. Fauci, who was primarily responsible for giving people with the gay cancer or HIV or AIDS or some type of, type of situation, a cocktail called AZT, which was destroying the livers and killing people faster
and destroying immune systems and making people sicker.
Right. And then this is what I say to you, vax people. If immune systems weren't important, explain why the acquired immune deficiency syndrome was killing people left and right like the plague at that particular time. Also, you also have to keep in mind that there was no social media. It was magazines, press conferences, one ESPN channel, and then the local sports guy on 3-6, Channel 2, Channel 11, or whatever. So it was an epidemic, and it was a global epidemic of epic proportions, not to mention you wasn't coming back. You got that at that time. You were not coming back from anything. And on top of that, they gave Magic Johnson so many passes that if this happened today and it wasn't HIV and if it was COVID, Magic Johnson would be Kyrie Irving. They wouldn't let him anywhere near a situation. People were afraid. Oh, and yeah, by the way, up until about 1990, there were people dying of HIV from blood transfusions because they didn't have a consistent test to pick up HIV and AIDS antibodies.
Hey Dave, I'm sorry. I want to interrupt. I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. Can you get on IG Live? Because I'm on. I'm sorry. That was my bad. Continue. That was my bad. That was my bad. Continue.
They didn't.
You're in the club. You're in the club now. You're in the club. Sorry. I thought I had you on the guest list, and I found out that you were on the guest list. But it was my fault because I didn't tell the people at the front door that you were on the guest list. My bad.
It happens. But no, I mean, that's the thing. They didn't have a consistent test. So people were going to the Red Cross trying to donate blood like they always were. And then some people were doing it just because there was a shortage of blood at the time. And there were people who didn't even know that they had it. People were sharing needles back in the day. Like there were so many other things that came up in there. The heroin situation, all that freebasing, needle sharing, all that. There were diabetics sharing needles. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no such thing as disposable needles in those days. You got a needle, you held on to it. Go look at Pulp Fiction from '94. Like, so there's all these different factors, and it did not have a 97% recovery rate, which nobody likes to talk about when we talk about COVID. So it was more deadly, per capita than what's happening. Also, and I've already talked about this on this show, hospitals get more money for saying that something is a COVID death versus just a regular death.
Yes.
So if you go in there with pneumonia, now it's COVID-based pneumonia, so they get 13,500 as opposed to 5,000. Those are the numbers. You can Google them for yourself, right? So that's the problem, and I think Kyrie Irving is finding himself in a situation where right now it's all good because they haven't found a loophole to stop paying him. But as soon as they find a loophole to stop paying him, I feel like, unfortunately, he's probably either going to get that jab or walk away.
Kyrie, let me read this. Kathy said, I remember when Magic would dribble down the court and drive to the hoop, everybody would just get out the way and let him do. Wow, that wasn't really true, Kathy, because I watched all the games.
But it was smash mouth, though. It was real smash mouth basketball back in them days.
Yeah,
like,
so it was like
at any given moment.
Right.
Yeah, you could bleed because an elbow could get to your jaw. Yep. But the fact of the matter is that people have this history of AIDS and don't remember what really happened. I don't know, it's because Jay Black's younger than me. I don't the epidemic was amazing on what happened. And when we say you can live through COVID, you did not live. That's why the day Magic Johnson made the press conference, I cried because I had two uncles who died. I was like, he's dead.
It's over with. It's
over.
But it wasn't from my memory from 1991 November when he announced it. It didn't have the same vibe as when COVID, what we're going through now, where you see the ticket taker.
Jay, this is why
I'm saying for me, it wasn't
as old, Jay.
Because you were a kid.
It wasn't a ticket taker of this person, Devin. 100,000.
No, then we didn't have fucking CNN. We didn't have CNN.
We had Donahue, Oprah, and whatever,
We didn't have social media. We didn't have it. Yeah.
He's so caught up in his ticker
because he doesn't understand. It's just
there was no ticker because we only had
it wasn't
four
as
networks.
Many people. If according to that stats in Google, only 30,000 people died.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to go in.
COVID had way more within a year.
So you have
COVID had more of that every day, every month. It was just,
and they had more people who survived from it too. The majority of people survived.
It's a good comparison. That's all. That's all I said.
It's a perfect comparison. Because why can't I play with something where if I'm negative? How about I'm gonna give you the best comparison? Kyrie Irving right now can play if he tests negative.
Yep.
Why wouldn't they let him play if he tests negative?
Because this New York State, San Francisco.
That's not my question, Jay. That's not my question, Mr. Deflector. Now my question is: if somebody tested negative for HIV, they can play.
Oh, okay.
If somebody tests negative for COVID, why couldn't he play if he tested negative before the game, after the game, when he went home, when he came back to the facility? If he tests negative, why can't he play?
Ooh, I'm so glad I bought my fat-free water this morning.
We was coming to talk to you about John Gruden and other stuff.
No, because the ignorance that goes on with your ticker and CNN's propaganda and Fox's propaganda. You were listening to people. You were listening to networks that have spread propaganda on both sides every single day. If a man is negative, why can't he play? Can you imagine somebody telling Magic, you're negative for HIV, but you can't play because we think you might have it?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
I mean, boxers, like, they put them in a bubble. Like, they take multiple tests leading up to a fight. I don't understand why the same, like, I guess, sequence of security and testing can't be done
because it's political
when it comes to, well, yeah, that too.
This is political. Yeah. And here's what people don't want to talk about. And I talked about this yesterday on Box Seats, which I do with Michael Shawn.
Yes.
On average, over the past 5 years, the NBA organization makes about $8 billion per year. Right? In the bubble with no fans, no season ticket holders, no concessions for which to speak of, they made $7.36 billion. 77.6% of all NBA players are black. Meaning everybody likes to talk about the amount of money that Kyrie Irving is losing, but nobody's talking about the fact that black people are keeping the lights on, and there's not more than two majority owners of any particular NBA team. Like, there's a lot that goes on there, right? The NBA Players Association is not protecting these players at all. Everybody is rolling over. And what's happening is every time Americans as a whole give up their rights, they never get them back. We're still under, different types of laws than what we were 15, 20 years ago because of the Patriot Act. They can look in your phone anytime they want to. They can look in them cameras anytime they want to. They can pull up recordings anytime they want to. There are certain keywords right now. You could Google this for yourself. I'm not coming with you, no tinfoil kufi. I'm telling you straight up and down. If you say certain words or certain phrases, it automatically triggers something and they can record your situation. That's part of the Patriot Act, which is a 3,000 page document that most people haven't read. And they don't
and
get
we'll
that.
never read. And
Just
we'll
like
never read.
Just like Biden's Build Back Better plan is talking about sanctions for small businesses, medium businesses, and large businesses that don't enact mandates because nobody's reading a 3,000 page document to get all of that dumb stuff in there, right? And when you start giving your rights away and compromising and saying, "Oh, this is good," even though the Center for Disease Control says that vaccine's only going to last you 3 months. And then you're going to need another booster. Oh, and yeah, by the way, it's absolutely useless against any of these new variants because it wasn't made for those new variants. So now what are you giving up and for what? What is this protesting and for what? Oh, yeah, and by the way, the whole New York thing, Jay Black, I want to get to that. When it comes to New York, right? You can't go on Broadway. You can't go into a restaurant. You can't see a show. You can't go to a game. You know who's going to wind up losing? It ain't going to be New York State. It's going to be all of those business owners, small, medium, and large, who are going to suffer because if people are staying home, it takes a hit, which is why everybody started panicking in 2020. Not because of the virus, but because of the lack of revenue. See, currency has to flow. If currency does not flow, it becomes a dam.
But hold on, Dave. This is what kills me about COVID. No poor choice of words. Jay Black just said all the numbers, right?
30,000.
But the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants and New York Jets every Sunday will have 60,000 people with no mask on.
At all. Exposing
So
everybody.
what are you worried about?
No, I'm not worried. I was just saying that it felt different growing up when you see the COVID's death versus the HIV led to AIDS death, like back then, it didn't feel like it was an equal balance. When the number said there was only 30,000 deaths, I said, well, yeah, COVID definitely had more, had more people dying from COVID.
Chance of survival. You had a 40% chance of survival when it came to HIV. You had a 10% chance of survival if that HIV then mutated into full-blown AIDS. And
you died.
You were done. It was a death sentence. You might as well just go on John Coffey, Green Mile, Dead Man Walking, because your ass was out of here. Make slow singing, flower bringing. It was like Arthur Ashe said, "I got AIDS." Boom. Arthur Ashe was a memory. It was literally like that. Ryan White, who people don't remember, Ryan White was the last kid who got HIV from a blood transfusion. And the only reason people know who he is because Michael Jackson was like, "This is my friend Ryan White." Ryan got this, that, and the third. And like he did a whole thing with the Red Cross because they had to change the protocols because now a cute little white boy has died because of medical negligence. It was a travesty. Like it was lit. The whole country was shook. You know what I'm saying? Then you had what was her name? She's still alive today. Halia Broadbent, something like that. Broadbent, young little black girl who got AIDS and has been living with it and
the advocate.
To advocate. Like it to this day, now it's a situation. And then Magic had millions and millions and millions of dollars. And oh, by the way, what you're not saying is at the time that Magic made that announcement, when he found out, just by doing insurance stuff that most NBA players have to do, his wife was pregnant with EJ. And everybody was wondering, well, does Cookie have it? Is the baby going to be born with it?
And she was fine, and God bless. She was fine, and the baby was fine. Red, slow down. I'm going to keep screaming. Don't get me popping. And in Africa, AIDS was rampant. The world got touched by it. Not just Africa, and I hate to say just Africa. The world got touched by it. So for you to say you don't remember this, then you were just in your shell. Because
I remember it. I was just saying the death totals, it just didn't feel the same. But like you said, I'm much older now than back then. So, but when the numbers supported, it was only 30, not to say only, but 30,000 versus the COVID deaths. I said, oh yeah, that's not a good comparison. Look at this. This is way too many people compared to that. That was my thought. Was going by
Talk
the
about John
numbers.
Gruden, Dave. Talk about John Gruden. How
That
do you
was
feel
it.
about John Gruden?
I think John Gruden is typical of what Chappelle was talking about, and what
For
people
those
miss.
that don't know.
What people miss with that Dave Chappelle special. And I'm coming back to Gruden, I promise. What people miss from the Dave Chappelle special wasn't that Dave Chappelle was trying to be funny. Excuse me, that it wasn't even that Dave Chappelle was trying to be poignant. What Dave Chappelle was trying to do was say, hey, comedians, stop bowing down to these people who are literally bullying you into silence with the last bastion of being able to speak freely. Michael Shawn, I flew in to do the improv for Mike, and Mike will tell you, I got up on that stage and talked about gay people for a good 15 minutes. And it was gay people coming up to me afterwards, like, yo, that was hilarious, because I wasn't being malicious or rude. I was talking about the fact that gay people have culturally appropriated rainbows, and my kid can't really enjoy rainbows anymore. LeVar Burton can't even use a reading rainbow anymore. Lucky from the Lucky Charms, can't have magically. Ain't no more rainbows and blue starships and horseshoes. None of that. Like, there's a way to go about it without everybody being butthurt and offended. And the level of butthurt that the LGBTQIA community experiences when anybody says anything other than you're phenomenal, and we all jump into a course of "Can you feel a brand new day?" mixed in with Sylvester's "You Make Me Feel Mighty Real," is putting us in a position where we're terrorized to say anything. Now, when it comes to John Gruden, I find it funny that he can go and call a black person tire lips, right? And that comes out, and he still was on the sidelines coaching. But the second he says the F-bomb, and I'm talking about a word that in British language is used to describe a pile of sticks used for burning, it's okay. It rhymes with maggot.
Yeah, I know. As a who knew?
Hold on. Tiffany said the number of deaths that are not right, they are ruling everyone that does a death of that virus rather than have pre-existing conditions or not. That's why the numbers look like they look like, or they look like. I'm not even not even gonna get on because I'm not gonna get all riled up over that. John Gruden, and this is my problem with the NFL, and I almost want to do another post, Dave, on John Gruden. The reason why I say there's a story inside of stories because now the NFL is claiming they want over 650,000 emails to be reviewed. There's more to this John Gruden story than just what he said.
Absolutely. It's bigger because the Raiders, and we talked about this on Box Seat months ago, the Raiders are under investigation, under federal investigation by the SEC because of possible embezzlement charges. Didn't the CEO step down, the chief financial officer step down, and I think some type of front office manager all stepped down like within a week of each other. Consecutively. So there's something bigger here. So this is the red herring they're going to use to start opening everything else up, right? And we're going to find out it's going to be a whole lot more heads rolling in that Raiders organization. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that the team moved from LA to Vegas.
And that could be that the NFL was still pissed about that. Chappelle heard people with simple facts, classic and brilliant. What I want to say about John Gruden is that there's something inside, there's a story inside a story. And I've said that a bunch of times. There's a story inside a story that's going on with John Gruden right now. There's something else. The N-word probably got thrown around. And now I don't know who it is that decided to make John Gruden. And I don't care about John Gruden. I can care less about John Gruden. But there's somebody who decided we're going to make an example out of this.
Yep.
And there's more to this story, and I don't know which direction it's going. I don't know if it's going to even be worse. Because if John Gruden, somebody who got a 10-year, $100 million contract, that means he was connected in the NFL thoroughly.
Yep.
That means Jerry Jones was interviewed yesterday. Jerry Jones turned into the most mumble mouth person ever. He didn't know what to say when they asked him. You know why? Because John Gruden has talked to all you bastards.
Yeah.
And now everybody's scared about their emails and their conversation.
It's a Heidi Fleiss situation. I mean, for those of you who don't know who Heidi Fleiss is, Heidi Fleiss was a Hollywood madam, and she had everybody you could think of, actors, agents, everybody who was coming to see Heidi Fleiss to get some pay for some, And so when they found out that there was a book and there was a ledger of everybody who had come in, how many times they come in, how much they paid, all that type of stuff, Hollywood was shook to its core. That's what's happening in NFL. And Jerry Jones's card carrying racist behind is at the top of that list. And my whole thing is, you have to be stupid. I learned at a very early age, don't write anything in anything you can't control. You know what I'm saying? Because it will wind up in the front page of the Sunday papers. Dirt simple.
And he was like, when I tell you he stuttered when they said, do you think he should lose his job? That's an easy question. That's easy. That is yes or no. He mumbled for the first 6 seconds, 6 to 10 seconds, which in radio time is an eternity.
Yo, he's getting like Ella Fitzgerald.
He couldn't even just say, he literally couldn't say yes or no. Do you think John Gruden should have lost his job?
Because if he says yes, then it's going to be like, okay, well, what do we know about you?
What do we know about you?
If he says no,
what may come out?
Why are you saying no? What do you have to do with this? Let's start digging. Either way, he was screwed. He was literally caught in an impossible force meets an immovable object situation.
So he still owes $60 million. Is he going to get that money, Dave?
Probably not. They're going to give him a golden parachute. Because if you're stepping down like that, somebody cut a deal on the back end. Like, listen, we need to go ahead and, we need to cut ties, homeboy, because it's about to get better. It's about to get worse before it gets better. So here's what we're going to do. I guarantee they probably gave him another $20 million. Said, go on about your business, take care, comb your hair. And white people don't get fired. White people don't get fired. They get transferred. He will be someplace else next season. If not next season, season after that. But he's not.
There's no way. There's no way another team is going to hire him for anything.
Okay.
No, there's no way no team will give Colin Kaepernick a chance.
You don't understand the.
There's always a chance that ESPN, but it might not be next year. But they got to wait till it settles down. He might be doing college games somewhere,
right?
And we won't hear about him. And then 5 years from now, then he's back in the. I don't think he'll be an NFL head coach, but I think he'll be back in the mix, making money. Damn, there was something. And this is what John Gruden really got me. When John Gruden said, I don't have a racist bone in my body.
Yeah.
No, it's your DNA, homie.
I'm the most non-racist. You sound like Trump when you said that to me.
That was crazy. And then, literally, the next time he talked, he said he didn't even talk. The next thing we know, he resigned. Nobody, when you see these situations, normally people fight.
Yep.
He didn't fight because they told him, shut up. Yeah. Because we got more where that came from.
Right. This is not only a great situation for him to walk away for not doing all 10 years of work. This is a great situation for him to just sit back, shut up, and let everything die down because he's white and he says so. This is a country where Oliver North, who was responsible for giving Freeway Ricky Ross all of those drugs, and then taking that money and giving it to the Contras, giving those weapons to the Contras in Iran, where he was sentenced for 3 years, did 1 year, and came out, wrote 5 #1 New York Times bestsellers and had 3 television shows. Like, this is this country when it comes to white people. There's nothing white people can't do that they can't recover from, except kill a white woman, take their debit card, and then come back come back from that white woman missing. Other than that, you got it.
He's stupid. He's talking. He's stupid. But there are things you can't come back from when the system ain't on your side. And right now, John Gruden, they're trying to hide this, and the NFL wants him to go away, and that's why he tapped out. He tapped out so quickly and just said, I'm out of here. And they were like, shut up and go about your business, because if not, and the funny thing is, I don't see this ending because the New York Times has already got, they've already got their leak. Yeah. They've already got their leak. So now it's just like, they already know. So they're just like, let's drop some more.
I want to show you real quick, Mike, before you go to that.
No, go ahead.
There's a show on HBO, if you've never seen it, called Ballers. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I have to for this example. Do you realize that one of the main things that The Rock's character did in the last season of Ballers was campaign to get the Raiders moved from LA to Vegas?
I remember that.
And there was a whole lot of dirty dealings on the back end. And one of the ways that he got it done and got better benefits for the players was because he had certain data on the owners, all of the owners, and he got the key players from every single franchise to start talking about what it is that they knew. And all of a sudden, miracles happened. I'm not saying that art imitates life. I'm not even saying that this is a cultural relagging thing. I just find it a little bit funny. I just find
we can't keep having these coincidences.
No.
Everybody, I don't know who bought the badge. Whoever bought the badge, thank you so much. David Burns, Kelly J. Now, Kelly J. They're now just wondering why people are leaving the company's cause of the workload in an 8 to 10 hour shifts when most doesn't give you at least a break or a 30-minute lunch. And what is this about? And that bull crap. And they know people in Texas is not stupid. And on top of that, everyone wants to be everyone's boss, but ain't got the title yet to get it, and needs to stop. We need to have a panel of people that own small businesses and presidents of the company so they can hear me out on. What was that comment for?
I guess he's talking about businesses, black businesses in Texas and ownership and things of that nature. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Jerry's an asshole. He is like a run N-word run and everything like that. Listen, people, the NFL owners right now are trying to shut this down, and they hope that there's this leak that the New York Times has right now, that they don't have an exclusive situation where they can just keep putting things out there. So they're trying to put out the fire, and that's why John Gruden, they were like, dog, you got to get out of here now.
Go. Yeah,
you got to go now.
Yep, he's in the way. He's a distraction from what their bigger play is, and they're trying to stop the fires from burning down the entire forest by lighting a couple of backfires. And the quick backfire to light is Gruden.
And Dave, and they're trying to do the Hillary and get rid of every email. What is that terminology called where you're supposed to do something to the emails to get it permanently off your what was the word?
Purge.
It was what?
You talking about getting it purged, getting it wiped?
Yes, but there was another word, not purged or wiped, but you know what I'm talking about, where it's permanently gone.
You put in your trash can and hit permanently delete.
No, that doesn't work.
That don't work no more.
Because anybody who does digital forensics can pull that up. You can't really delete an email.
I'm talking about
unless you literally completely wipe the server clean.
Yes, but there was a word that they said they claimed Hillary did. There was a word I can't think of the word. Damn it, I can't think of the. Whereas basically, it's the one thing that you can do that washes it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of the word either.
And trust me, these billionaires may have access to it, but the problem is you can't have all the access. So you're trying to make sure that people don't dig deeper into these emails. All right. Let me give you some up.
And I know we got our other guests here as well. I know hopefully Dave can stick through because we want to keep Dave on several things we want to talk about. But our Herpes Goddess, generally we have her on as well on Wednesdays, Mike. So if we can include her in the dialogue, that would be kind of good. Or where you want to go it that way?
It's like two different holes.
Two different lanes.
That's my girl. We good money.
No. I'm not saying that's not your girl. I'm not saying that I ain't. Bring her up, and I still gotta ask Dave about. I gotta ask Dave, and bring her because she's we love her to death, and she's opinionated. I just want to show now this video. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
You glowing? You got something this week? You glowing?
You got something this week?
Herpes Awareness Day today, so I'm glowing. I'm glowing.
You said what? You said what?
It's National Herpes Awareness Day today.
Is it National Herpes Awareness Day?
Yes, today. Today is the day.
Oh, damn, we didn't even know.
Didn't know. See? I mean, right? I knew.
But did you get some this week? Did you happen to get some this week?
My man that lives in my top drawer.
Oh, so you did get some. So you got him?
Bob came through it, and you know what I mean? Okay. He came through with a little buzz. It's all good, man.
Put him back in the drawer.
Is there a theme song? Is there a theme song for it?
No, there's
I feel like BTK's bump would really be
I gotta make a theme song now.
No, that's not cool, Dave. That's not.
I might do that. I might do that though.
Listen,
that's
you don't understand. I'm scared of. Listen, I'm so scared to death of Shayna Singleton's herpes. It's not funny because she has a herpes alien on her IG that just keeps terrorizing her. I'll be like, God, herpes again. I'll be into it. It's a whole character, yo. I'm invested.
All right,
let's get on your IG.
And this is what I told you. All right, let's get to oh man. All right, we're gonna get to our herpes goddess and we're gonna talk to her. I just want everybody to watch Kodak Black, and this is where I'm done. There's a video that has no music, right? There's no sound to this music to the clip we're about to show you. And then he's dancing with his mom. Right? So I'm gonna let y'all watch Kodak Black dancing with his mom. That's his mom right there.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he grabbed her ass the first time. Yeah.
Why you grabbing your mama's ass?
Yeah. And then he tried to
mouth?
Yeah.
What in the name of Oedipus?
Y'all can't see this.
Oh,
on IG Live, y'all can't see it. I'm sorry. That's why you have to
add Shayna on your IG Live, Mike.
Okay, let me get her on there.
Yo, this is disgusting.
And then I think he grabs it right here. Oh yeah, he grabbed.
He gonna grab her again.
He grabbed her butt, which is the weirdest thing I've seen. But go ahead. I think Mike is disgusted by this.
I'm thoroughly disgusted, and this is why I don't play with you rappers. I don't play with the nonsense that y'all play with now. Like this is where I go. Like I don't play with y'all no more.
No,
at all.
I'm
not people who are hiding pedophiles, people who are grabbing their mom's ass. I don't play with y'all no more. And whoever don't like it, fuck them. Like Kodak Black. What? That was no, that's his mom.
I mean, it is the shade room. Sometimes they don't really be getting.
No. There are multiple sources. There are multiple sources that have him doing it.
Stepmom?
No, that's mom, dude.
Stepmom a little different. Ain't no blood there.
Listen, I got an Aunt Binky, and I'm gonna tell you, Aunt Binky fine as hell. I might have grabbed Aunt Binky's butt.
No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
Not my mama.
Was he kissing her on the mouth?
Trying to.
She seems uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'd be uncomfortable too. If my son was trying to put some moves on me if I'm her.
When does she step in as mom and be like, "This isn't cool"? Why is she just?
Now the crazy thing about this, let's just say that was just a stranger that he was doing that to. It was still being appropriate.
Yeah.
Like, why do we let why are we in society letting these goofy dudes do goofy stuff? And then we just post it and then go like it's all good.
I mean, I knew he was goofy the second he named himself Kodak. Like, you're giving a camera company that hasn't been relevant since 1996 a whole lot of publicity for free.
New guest may need headphones. Somebody on my Instagram live said new guest may need headphones. I don't know. Maybe you do need headphones. But that was just the Kodak Black situation. And it's been on multiple sources. So if it turns out that is not his mom, it's still uncomfortable. But everything on social media is saying that is the mom. That's what's wrong with him. Too many yes men and women. Well, too many yes men and women and all that. And they say we got an echo on IG Live.
We're good now because Shanna put her headphones in. We're good.
And then I'm going to let everybody. The Kodak Black thing was, do you have the Meek Mill bus rap?
Oh, you want that? Yep, I got it.
So I'm going to let y'all take a look at the Meek Mill bus rap that's going along around in cities. And this is in Philadelphia and see. And then I'm going to let y'all just expound upon. Okay. And I'm Shawn, you going to get it. No, you're not gonna get it. Why did I say that? What type of Freudian slip was that? I mean, you're gonna get your chance to just watch this as the woman in here. And then, is this the video or just the picture?
You want black women? Is this what you want? Is this how you want to be respected? Is this how you want to be respected in life? This is how you want to look? This is how you want to be portrayed? Stand up to this bullshit. I'm from Philly. I actually should support Meek Mill. This is fucking disgusting bullshit. Look at this lady. Look at this. This is on the side of a bus where little girls can pull up and see this shit. That's her fucking pussy. Let's not mistake what this pink dot is. This is disgusting. This is satanic bullshit. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of... Look at this shit that you're getting on. This is for everyone to see. Little girls are seeing this crap. It's fucking crap. This is disgusting.
You seen enough?
This is disgusting.
Yeah, we can
So
stop.
Yeah, I think
sick
we're good.
of them.
Now, can we erase the white man from circumstance? Because the and you know, having a white man talk about how black women have been degraded and stuff like that is kind of a contradiction on everything, but I get what he's saying. Just on alone the bus being wrapped like that. Miss, I need your comment on it and how you feel about it.
I feel like sex in mainstream media is normal. Should it be normal? I'm not sure, but it's normal. And especially in hip hop culture, is normal. And that's why we have so much misinformation. That's why so many people are misinformed. This is why so many people have unprotected sex without having the necessary conversations. This is why people are reckless. This is why people are insecure. This is why people, it just falls into a whole bunch of loopholes. Do I support it? No. I don't like it? No. Should it be around a city where there's children walking around? No. But yeah, that's my opinion.
And you know what? You know what you said is just that is funny because I didn't even look at it. I looked at it as just being degrading and putting these images in front of kids in the middle of the day. I don't care if it's the middle of the day or middle of the night, but they're going to school and they're seeing this.
Yes.
But when you linked it to the reckless behavior, that's a different story because I didn't even bring that to the thought of this does lead or help people to be like, yo, asses, vagina lips, breasts, women on buses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get it.
Yep.
Let's go smash out and let's go do what we do. And we don't care about teenage pregnancy. We don't care about single moms. We don't care about herpes, crabs, syphilis. We don't care about HIV. Let's just go get it. And this bus has that on there. Dave, it's your turn.
Okay. Charlie Mack and I were going to do a book. And we were out one day just having lunch talking. And I said, yo, why did Meek Mill leave you to go sign with Rick Ross? And he said, well, I guess he wanted to sell himself into slavery. I said, well, what do you mean, Charlie Mack? He says, you know, he owned everything. He had everything he needed, this, that, and the third. But he wanted, you know, that spotlight and everything that comes with it. And that's all Charlie Mack said. And then we moved on to another subject. Here's the problem. When you go to a label, not a record company, but a label, the label is going to do whatever they want to do with you, right? So they can put out lewd, disgusting pictures of Black women and say, oh, it's art, right? You don't have any creative control in that. And I also believe that when you sell yourself into slavery, these things happen. Meek Mill just got out of this situation with him being in jail for doing wheelies on a four-wheeler. Like I'm sick and tired of Meek Mill coming around acting like everything he does is good and he's always the victim. And oh, this person took this from me and this person took that from me. Because your dingy North Philadelphia ass doesn't understand recoupables. You don't understand how the game goes. I am so sick and tired of Black women being victimized by people who don't understand it. So I don't just hold Meek Mill accountable. I hold Rick Ross accountable. I hold whoever is in charge of the label that has it, whether it's Dream Chasers or Maybach Music, whomever else. Point out the white man that cleared this. Point out the art director that cleared this. Point out their sponsors. But you see, y'all will have smoke for everybody else, but won't have smoke for the people who actually make the decision. So Meek Mill and everybody up the chain above him who thought that this was a good idea needs to be drug out to the street and smacked royally. And I feel like that's what's happening because we don't really protect Black women. It's cute on a t-shirt. It's nice on a hashtag. But when it comes down to it, this would never fly. If there were a bunch of Italian women on a bus right, in South Philadelphia with their coochies out, the Italian Commission for, equal protection under the law would pop out of someplace. If this was a bunch of Jewish women, the coalition to protect Jewish American princesses would pop out someplace. If this was a Chinese rapper, like if Jin, made a comeback and put out a bus rapping like this, it would not fly. But because it's black women, everybody says, "Oh my goodness," and everybody's mad that the white man said the problematic thing of black women. This is how you want to be portrayed. But he's not wrong. He might not be the right messenger, but now I'm saying it. Black women, this is how you want to be portrayed, because y'all keep signing up for this shit, and you think that it's okay, and you'll say, "Oh, that's messed up," and go right on about your day. And then they say, "Oh, okay, we can push this a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further," and that's the problem.
Mike, you're muted.
All right, Jay Black. Can you hear me?
No. This is for the panel right there. You got.
You're not gonna be part of the show, and you're not gonna not speak on it.
No, I mean, of course, for me, it would be uncomfortable if I'm in a car and I got my young seed with me, and they see that. The flip side is it's what it is, the way of the world. Sex sells, like Shayna even said, sex is part of it. And do I expect to see that? Yeah, it's going to happen. Am I totally offended by it to where I'm going to do a post and go through all that? No, I'm not going to go through that. I'm being honest. But the reality is, it wasn't Meek Mills that actually did that. It was like Dave saying, it's his people's. It's they promoting the album. So you can't blame Meek for his with the marketing team, with the label.
I can to a certain extent, because Meek Mill, his album is on Dream Chasers, which is his label. You know what I'm saying? So he does have,
and that is the album cover. That is the album cover. That's the album cover.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely culpable as well. He's no longer a little kid who doesn't understand how the world works. They done cut his cornrows off, and it's time for him to put his big boy pants on. Like that's the whole thing.
And this is the same Meek that just put this post out about Squid Games and about helping his people out, about paying attention.
At the profile picture, bro. Nice try. Thanks for playing.
Okay, so what do you, as black men, what do y'all tell y'all daughters if you drive next to this bus and you see this bus and your daughter's looking at it, or may say, "Daddy, what's that? Look at that."
That is debauchery, baby. I tell my 22-year-old the same thing I tell my 6-year-old. Just because that's their opinion of you doesn't mean it has to be your reality. I never raised my children for the world that I wish existed. I raised them for the world that actually exists, right? Yeah. I don't do this thing where it's like, "Oh, you can wear whatever you want." Yeah, you got the right to do that. And as an American with means, I can go to the Philadelphia Zoo, jump my ass over the lion enclosure wearing a steak sweatsuit designed by Dapper Dan. It doesn't mean that I don't have the right to get eaten. It means that the jungle and the animals in the jungle do not respect those rights. So I move accordingly. So if I want to be Lady Gaga, I'm not doing it at the Philadelphia Zoo lion enclosure. And I'm sick and tired of people acting like, "Oh, it's my responsibility to let this go." And I'm not going to let it go. It's my responsibility to make sure my daughters know that this is inappropriate and to never do that, but it's not my responsibility to take on every single thing. However, because I have the means and the voice to do so, I got no problem. And I'll tell Meek Mill to his face, and I have before, like, some of the stuff you do, homie, is way out of pocket.
And Action said a comment. I tell mine, see all the possibilities available to you. Shut up, Action.
I hate you, Action.
Only in America.
I will say this. Because I don't agree with the bus rap. But the ignorance, and this is where I don't know when we're actually gonna actually understand. In the late 90s and 2000s, if Uncle Luke had a bus rap, we would have supported it.
Yeah, no.
We would have, because we supported the fact that he was like saying "pop that coochie," and we went, and they were 20-year-olds, and they were all at the club, and we were literally fighting for his freedom of speech. We literally fought for Uncle Luke to be able to say "pop that coochie."
Well, technically, this is the problem with history. Everybody likes to rewrite it instead of reciting it. So here's what actually was happening. Luther Campbell was in a situation where if you look at any of those 2 Live Crew album covers, it was always women in thongs. It was never women with their asses out and their coochies showing. That's one. Number two.
Wait, Dave. No. You're not gonna fast forward on that.
Let's go.
You're not gonna fast forward on ass cheeks and thongs and make it sound better that it just wasn't the entire ass. It was a thong that kids were looking at.
Oh my God! I wish I was doing this so I could pull up the damn album cover.
No, I have the album. You're talking to somebody who promoted Luke and went to the hotel parties.
Yeah, I know Luke. I'm with you.
Okay. So they were asses. They were asses out in thongs.
Right.
Bent over.
Right. I was
okay. Now the next one. Continue.
Number two, the other part of that is while Luke was performing one place, right? Whitesnake was actually having sex on stage and nobody was there to stop Whitesnake. On top of that, Luke was the last person to actually own a record label and have the means of production. So when Def Jam said, listen, you got to get Professor Griff out of Public Enemy, Luke was the one who went and pressed, signed, and put out his record. Luke was fighting several battles on several fronts that nobody likes to talk about because everybody else sold out. On top of that,
including Luke,
he had no choice. They forced him into it.
No, including Luke, and we can't tell Meek that he has to take responsibility for a bus rap, and not tell Uncle Luke that he has to have responsibility for having a whole group of young girls, 17 and 18, yelling out "Pop that coochie."
Absolutely, I'm not saying that, but here's
okay. I want to make that clear. We dropped the ball a long time ago when it came to selling out.
Here's the thing. What I'm saying to you is there's a world of difference between pop that coochie and actually coochies being depicted of black women on buses. And the whole sex sells argument is a misnomer to me because if sex sells, why don't you see Chinese girls doing it? Why don't you see Jewish girls doing it? Why don't you see Korean girls?
Because there's not a Chinese rapper who put them on there to do it. Okay. And let's be clear, Luke not only was popping that, he had the chicks with him at the hotel performing for everybody in the hotel rooms.
I'm sorry, but was any of that on social media? I'm sorry, was any of
there
that?
There was no social media, homie.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
But that's not an excuse. You have to take.
But you're trying to. I'm not discounting the.
The ball started rolling. The ball started rolling.
Agreed, but now the ball is out of our control, and other people are behind it. At least with Luke, Luke had a certain level of control over it. These people are exploiting us, and we're sitting here acting as if we're not being exploited.
And Luke was exploiting us. It's even worse.
No, because Luke was a one-man shop versus a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, Mike.
Dog, the only reason they even knew how to pimp hip-hop, the only reason they knew how to do it was because we gave them the blueprint. We gave them the blueprint how to pimp. And those, I'm saying this in context. So everybody, they learned how to pimp black bitches off of black men who taught you how to call black women black bitches.
Here's the problem with that argument. By that same token, we need to blame the late great Melvin Van Peebles for bitches being pimped, because he put out a movie called Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. He put it out independently. He also got a group that nobody knew of, would not give a record deal, called Earth, Wind, and Fire, the right to score that film. Then what wound up happening was he screened it at one theater. A member of the Black Panther Party saw it, and then he called every single chapter, and everybody went to see it. From that, the white Hollywood elite, who do not look like anybody on this panel, went and said, oh, let's go ahead and make a few more of these without any real black interest. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. So you have all that. You got Shaft, you got the Super Negro, you got pimps everywhere, you got Superfly, the Mac, all of these types of situations.
So that's my point.
So we're blaming Melvin Van Peebles for Meek Mill.
And what happened?
We have a black woman right here. We have a black female right here that can speak to this.
Black women we're unprotected. We're the most unprotected individuals in the United States of America. And it's because Black men are the only ones who are not for us 100%. White men love white women. Latin men love Latin women. Asian men love Asian women. But Black men love every other woman before their own women, Black women. So we can be outraged all we want, but it's not going to be a change until Black men stand behind us, until Black men speak for us. And here we have Meek Mills, a Black man who let this rap on his bus, his album cover, be okay. The difference between Meek and Luke is that there is social media. If there was social media back then, I think Luke would be under fire just as much as Meek is right now, because Meek reach is further now. With Instagram, with YouTube, with all these social media platforms, Meek is touching a lot more people than Luke has ever. So it is a problem, it is an issue. And to have the opinion of this, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to leave it alone. Sex is just in media. That's just what it is. Let's just get over it and move forward. That's why it keeps happening. That's why we have Black women, deeply melanated Black women on a bus rap with their pussies out.
Okay, I want to make sure they just heard you, because what you just said was the most amazing. They're saying is no sound on your IG live, because what you just said shut the whole game down.
Okay.
When she speak the truth,
I have sound on my IG now.
What you just said shut the whole game down. But
wow,
I want you to say that if you would like to.
Okay.
If you would like to.
You want me
to repeat that so everybody on IG Live can hear what you just said.
Black women are the most unprotected individuals in the United States of America. When we see a white men choose their woman first. They love white women. Latin men love Latin women. Asian men love Asian women. But Black men choose all other women before choosing their Black woman first. We have things. You don't think so?
Who said
no? What we're not gonna do, Dave. What we're not gonna do is when white people tell you all white people ain't bad. Because when you but what I 1000% agree. I'm not saying nothing is absolute. That doesn't mean every Black man doesn't respect Black women.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean every Latin man loves Latin women.
Facts.
But the fact of the matter is, there is no music that disrespects their women like hip hop. There is no hip hop. There's no music that literally, song for song, will call women bitches and explain to everybody how they've been smashing them.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are MCs and rappers who don't. There's never 100%. I'm just saying, from Luke to Meek having a rap bust and not understanding the ignorance of having, and tell me if I'm wrong, and y'all can jump in. There's something else about having brown skin Black women, almost as if like it's okay to degrade a black skin Black woman.
Oh, colorism.
Like the colorism in it almost looked like he took it from an African perspective and said, it's okay to have them bent over with vagina lips out.
Mm-hmm. Of course it is.
That's a lot.
Yeah, because that goes all the way back to Sarah Bartman. Here's the thing, right? I'm not going to allow a vocal minority to speak for me because the numbers don't math that out. And we also have to understand that there's a propaganda campaign. And when we start talking about what Hispanics do and all these other folks do, when it comes to their music, they control it. You know what I'm saying? When you look,
Hispanics don't control their music. They don't. They go through record labels too.
Let me rock. Because there is a group called Latium, right? Based in Texas, right? Made up by two brothers, the Chavez brothers. And the Chavez brothers have put out people like Natalie. The Chavez brothers are responsible for Pitbull. The Chavez brothers are responsible for a woman named Paula Deonda and a guy named Frankie J. And they sell out places like the American Airlines Arena, completely self-contained without any major label distribution. So they control their content more than Black people control their content.
Did he control his content?
No, Diddy did not control his content.
Diddy did because he stopped Biggie. Quote, he stopped Biggie from saying things. He did control his content.
Bro, you're talking about somebody who's basically the son of Clive Davis, one of the 6 Jewish people that control
Wait,
the
don't
entire
make an
music
excuse.
industry.
Wait.
I'm not making an excuse.
Wait. Did Diddy control his content or not?
No.
Okay, so he didn't control his content with Biggie.
No, do you know who won the East Coast West Coast beef?
I want the answer. Did
I'm
he
giving the
control? Did Diddy with Bad Boy control his content?
No.
Okay, well
'Cause
that's
Diddy
a
always
lie.
had to- no, Diddy had to always answer to somebody. Whether you realize that or not, Diddy had to answer to somebody. And it's just, I mean, it's not even an argument. He went from answering to Clive Davis, then he went and answered to Leor Cohen, and now he
Did
answered
he
to
stop?
Jimmy
Did he
Iovine.
take R&B bitches? Did he make Biggie take stuff out of it?
Yes, of course he did.
Okay. Did he also make Biggie stop saying there were also lyrics that Diddy admitted that he stopped him from doing?
Yes, those are
Okay.
small. Those are small
Clyde
decisions.
Davis didn't
It's
know
not
anything.
unilateral.
No,
Bro.
Clyde Davis didn't know anything about what the streets were gonna like. Diddy knew it. Clyde Davis just knew that you sell the records. Diddy was in control of the creative content. He
Diddy
was
also-
1000% control of the creative
Not the same
content.
thing. He did not control the means of production. He did not control distribution. And by the
The
way,
content.
hold
We're
on.
talking the content.
So am I. Wait,
You're not.
Yes,
You're talking
I am.
distribution.
Bro, without distribution, without marketing, all of that stuff. Listen, bro, Diddy only did a very small piece. That's like saying Diddy made every single beat. He didn't. He never even touched the goddamn board.
Once again, the content. Dave, you're not gonna do what you always do. What you do is you veer off to 7 different. The lyrical content Diddy was in control of.
Okay.
Clyde Davis and none of those guys knew nothing about what Biggie was spitting about. They knew. Wait. Let me finish. They knew nothing about the 10. They knew nothing about the 10 crack commandments. They knew nothing about what he was talking about on Who Shot You. Diddy did.
And
he
Diddy
knew
said,
the content.
And Diddy told Biggie not to put out Who Shot You, and he did it anyway. That don't seem like control to me. But continue. Also, let's not talk about the fact that Diddy said to a bunch of the hitmen, and you can Google this yourself, for what's going on right now, in order for us to stop that, I don't care who has to die, even if that means that Big has to die, because he understood that he answers to other people. Whether you like it or not, that is a fact. So little teeny tiny, being a manager at McDonald's don't mean that you own it, homie.
Oh, so now Diddy was a manager at McDonald's.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Let's wrap up because Shane, I know it's National Herpes Awareness. Shayna has another live she got to jump on. The herpes goddess. I know y'all getting it in, but we got to say thank you to her. She said a lot of. We couldn't even get into.
But Shane, whatever you want to say about herpes, the month Day. And awareness, please, and sweetheart, I'm so sorry, and I shouldn't have said sweetheart because that I know I'm not supposed to say that. Yeah, Shane, I'm so I apologize, but what you just said was amazing, and please feel free, take the forum and say what you want to say and take as long as you want.
First of all, it's National Herpes Awareness Day. Herpes Can Never, www.herpescannever.com. Back to the conversation. I heard a lot of people saying not true, not true, not true, not true. Let's go back to Aaliyah, when R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 14 years old. How he came out, well, she was 15 years old, how he came out with a porn video pissing on a 14-year-old little girl, and Black people as a culture let that slide. If those little girls were white, Hispanic, Asian, that would have never slide. So for everyone who said that's not true in the comments, that is my reply to you. I love you all. Thank you. I'm heading out. I got another live, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, and have a great day. Thank you. All right. She got another live.
And we got our nurse practitioner. We're going to bring her in to have another female's perspective while we let you guys go. Shakrisa, welcome. Good morning, Shakrisa.
Shakrisa, what up? I got to take a break, y'all.
Mike need a break.
Hey, what we got?
We got money. We fanning.
Are you fanning with money?
Yeah, somebody came in and turned my breaker off, so my air conditioner wasn't working. So I got to do what I got to do.
Okay, can we take Dave? I don't want you to leave. Yeah. Obviously, I don't want anybody to leave. Can we take a 4-minute break? Will everybody chill?
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
good. Go ahead.
4
Okay,
minutes.
and I hope the herpes goddess ain't mad at us. She was so
No,
good.
man,
She
that's
was so
my-
good.
that's
She
my girl.
I can't wait to get on this. I got a lot to say.
Go ahead, girl, and get revved
right.
up. Just give me 4 minutes. I need to
Right.
use the restroom,
Hey,
and I
smoke a
need
black
to
and
take one inhale on the black and mild. Just one. Just one. What up, y'all? Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. No, get in. No, get. No, I know you an alligator, so get it. Take that. Get up in here. Get. Yo, the more I watch this clip, the more Gene is crazy. Get your ass and the tail. And we need the tail in there. Think I'm playing? I'm gonna recycle your ass. Get in there.
I'm gonna recycle your ass.
I'm gonna recycle your ass. Yo, that is nutty. The more I look at that clip, ladies and gentlemen,
what's up, fellas? What's going on?
Alligator Gene is in the building. Alligator Gene is in the building. All right.
Listen, I say this: if I can put an alligator in a trash can, Ben Simmons can put a basket in, a bucket in a basket. You dig?
Yo,
we're wrecked.
Not a Ben Simmons stab early in the morning. No, Philly motherfucker. Yo, Philly motherfucker. Search Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yay! What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Like when you went into these circles with these battle rappers, like it's full disrespect.
Yeah. It's a full contact sport. If you're weak-minded and you don't have strong willpower and you're kind of sensitive, it's not for you.
So I'm sure those battle rappers, they throw up the whole you had to walk the juniors for the cheesecake. They bring that over. I'm sure they bring that up, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. They would have did it too. That's the funny thing.
Did you really on MTV? Did y'all really walk? Y'all didn't really walk the juniors the whole way.
I don't know why you don't think we did. Michael Shawn. Puff had to go get dry cleaning for Andre Harrell. He had to wipe his cars down. He had to go get his clothes from his outfits from Dapper Dan and wipe tables down. So he wanted us to go through that same process. Puff went to Howard. It's a business school. So his thing is all about business. It's about conditioning. It's about being prepared. When we had to walk, it was building our endurance. We got to fly out different climates. We might be in New York, it's a blizzard. We might have to fly to Miami, then it's a heat wave. So your body has to be ready for these type of things. You might have to be on the morning show with Michael Shawn, 7:30. Then you might have to be. Then you might have to be on the parent or on a sister company, 8 o'clock. So you got to be up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, full of energy, full of vigor, ready to give the interview. You got to go through media training and all these type of things, and it just helps you. It builds you. It was like the Mr. Miyagi artist development, where I'm wiping this stuff down, and they like, why am I doing this?
Right.
Block. Strike! Oh, that's why I did that. So all these things that you said is done. Right. The hood was like, oh, y'all getting played, but it's really bringing us together, making us stronger, and having endurance to go out and promote these records. But our culture, our people is the only people that scrutinize us for doing good things. Now, in any culture that you go to, you get hazed. When you go to a fraternity, you get hazed. When you go to a job, you're on orientation. You're getting hazed. You go through, when you're a rookie cop, you get hazed. With anything that you're trying out new, you get hazed. So when we did it on TV, what's the big effing deal? Fraternities do it. Sororities do it. Jobs do it. I walked for cheesecake one time. People work at UPS and do it 365 days of the year. They walk for cheesecake. Walking for cheesecake is a symbolization of doing something that you don't want to do to get where you want to be. People do it every day. I did it one time 25 years ago.
Search Media Room 360 on all streaming platforms. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Tap in. Tap.
I ain't never seen that many people stay through commercials before. They was not leaving the day.
We about to get it in, baby. Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. I want to thank everybody who's joined us on IG Live. I want to thank the ladies who have rocked out with us. Sexy Mo will be back. Once again, Shawnee Scott will be back on the show, and you know how much love and affection we have to Shawnee, and we are the prayer warriors are out. And if there's one thing I believe in is prayer. No matter what I say and no matter what you might think of me, understand I believe every day to get down to your knees and to actually pray to whoever your higher power is, because I believe in it and I've seen it work with my dad and I've seen it work in my personal life. So with that being said, let's get back to Reckless.
Let's
You
add
gonna add me
IG.
to the IG live?
Yeah, add both.
And
of them.
I'm sorry. Yeah, let me get it. That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
ready today. I got my headphones.
But let's not skip over what
today.
Shane when Shayna said that the black woman is not supported by the black man. That actually kind of impacted. Like I had to sit back and think, wow.
No, that was deep.
That was deep.
True.
And she,
that's what that was.
Wow.
Malcolm X
I'm not the problem I have with the rap is that it wasn't a black man that is the one making the video.
Yeah, I said that too.
Been a father should have been the one that was that upset. It's sad day when it takes another race to point out a problem. How many black people passed by that and looked at it and thought it was okay?
Can I ask a question to every African American on the panel right now? Can I ask this question and tell me if this is a dilemma? Do you think they may have been a black man or black woman who wanted to actually say something, but at the same time didn't want to attack Meek Mill because they didn't want Meek Mill to become this target where white people jump on it?
You're protecting the black man.
Well, if you was protecting him, you should have told him not to do it.
No. No, you're right. But I'm saying, do you ever get the dilemma where you like, I want to say something, but I know another race of people is going to jump on it and target him. And what he did may have been wrong, but is there a dilemma where you go like, I want to talk to him directly to say, don't do this?
I don't think I would have paused. I don't think I would have hesitated, because of the thing that you have to stand up for something or you're gonna fall. Because as black people, we are so divided. The fact that black people could walk by that every day and not say anything. There were actually black people that got on that bus and sat there that are fathers, uncles, brothers. Like, how do you think that that's okay? Like, that is ridiculous. Like, I used to love R. Kelly. Like, I almost got suspended from school because I was wearing one of his bump and grind shirts at Wiley College. But when I found out what he was up to, like, I have not listened to his music. So when D.L. Hughley said that, he's still going to listen to his music, but he just not going to send his children to the daycare, I thought that was tacky. Like, how are you okay with somebody doing something to children if you are a black father or you're someone that claims that you are for black people? If you are for black people, you probably be for black men and black women. So if you see something like this, you're supposed to say something, period.
Can't I?
And
you know,
money. If he had said, I'm not getting on this bus with this on there, they would have took it out because it would cost them money. It's like, I don't watch football. My husband loves football, and I tried to get into it, but Jerry Jones it's something about his spirit that I didn't. Like,
he's a racist.
Raiders fan. If you still supporting them, if you still buying their stuff, you the problem. I said what I said. Until we stand up together and start working together, it's going to be an issue. We need to stop teaching our kids that the biggest dream you can have is to play for the NBA. Why is not the biggest dream to be the owner of the team? Like, why is that not the dream? Instead of being an artist, why not own the label? Like, we're dreaming too small. We really need to make sure that we're putting bigger dreams in our kids. Yes, sir.
Dave, go ahead, continue. I'm falling back. I'm going to be the literal, just the coordinator. Go ahead.
A few things. This year alone, I've made 23 black millionaires. Out of those 23, 20 are black women. I've been in Forbes, Huffington Post, Entrepreneur Magazine, CNN, like every single major media outlet, and the majority of these people do not know that. Huh?
How many
this year? 23 out of the 23 black millionaires I made, 20 were black women. That's this year.
23. I'm claiming 24, Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
You be the 21st black woman this year. But the thing of it is, no matter how loud I am, it took me 10 years to get a blue check on IG. It took me 5 to get it on Facebook. The last thing you want to see is a strong heterosexual black male who is married to the mother of his children, actually thriving, taking care of his family, doing what he wants. That's not what's promoted. I contend that this thing that came out 2 days ago. So before we start talking about what black men didn't do, let's get some context and get some facts.
You misunderstood what I said.
No, I'm not saying that this is not about you. This is about society, not attacking you at all. We need to understand that there are plenty of us who are speaking out and are making moves and are doing things, but we never get the credit because there is a loud vocal minority, and the distribution of that loud vocal minority does not look like anybody on this panel. And as a result of that, when we start talking about numbers, according to the census, 85% of black men are married to black women.
Hey Dave, real quick, stay right there. 85% of black men are married to black women.
Mhm.
Everybody check their phone, I'm just trying to make sure that the IG live, because I don't know, it could be my phone.
Just add me. I'm not even on the add me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody lowers the value so we don't get the feedback, because I think everything that you guys are saying, that you men and women are saying are super important. And for some reason, I cannot turn the volume down on my phone like all the way. I don't even know what the problem is. Tam.
It ain't gonna last long. She said, "Mike, let's see how long this lasts. This ain't gonna last
Tam, can you just give me some credit instead of saying you don't know how it's gonna how long it's gonna last? Can you just give me some credit? So, Dave, you said 85% of black men are married to black women, and people don't know this because
people don't know this because it's not anything that goes towards the agenda that's being pushed. By that same token, 93% of black women are married to black men. So we're talking about a loud minority that's being shoved down your throat. But when you turn on a Honey Nut Cheerios commercial, what do you see? Black man, white woman. When you turn on a bank commercial, you see white woman, black man. You very rarely see black man, black woman, unless it's something poor. In other words, when a black man is with a white woman, there's a commercial I just saw this morning of an electric company here in Philadelphia, and it's a black family, and they're eating with the lights off so they can save money on their electric bill. So the subliminal message is when black people get together, there's automatic struggle, strife, and poverty, right? On top of that, 80% of the black divorces that are filed in America are filed at the hands of black women. But we don't want to talk about that either, right? So you also have to look at the fact that while we talk about the fact that black women are not protected, and Malcolm X said that in 1963, and I wholeheartedly agree with that, we also have to put in context that black women are the #1 independent business owners in America. They are also the largest minority group in the C-suite: CEO, CFO, CMO, CIO, COO, period. They are the most educated group, with the average black woman having 1.6 degrees, if you were to average it out. So I'm trying to understand how a black man who does not control the system is somehow responsible for the messages that are being put out, as opposed to the actual reality. Because the actual reality is we love you. Also, this narrative that what happened was, oh, slavery happened and we couldn't protect y'all then, and we never protected y'all, which is horseshit. Because if you look, up until about 1969, black people had the most stable marriages in the United States. Black people had black men going to work every single day and mothers staying at home with the children. Children weren't dropouts. Children weren't doing drugs at a rampant pace. All that came in when a woman named Gloria Steinem, who worked for the CIA, and you can Google that, she said it out of her own mouth, came into communities and told black women, hey, you're a woman before you're black. And then here comes feminism. So when we start talking about other people, and this is the last point, I'm going to land my plane. Right, when we start talking about the exceptions trying to outrun the rule, R. Kelly's music needs to be as pervasive as Elvis Presley's music, because he was a pedophile. Woody Allen's movies ain't been pulled yet. He is a pedophile. Stephen Collins, who had Seventh Heaven, still in syndication. He's a pedophile. And the truth of the matter is they have done it to black, brown, and white people, and nobody bats an eye. But now we're ready to crack down on one thing, but not all.
Okay. I want you to check your phone and see if there's something. Press mute on something, Dave, because while you're talking and now while I'm talking, there's an echo. I don't know what exactly.
Well, just start a new IG live. Just shut it down and start a new one then.
I got iPhone, so it's not me.
Yeah, but they were complaining about it the last IG live.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plug in my headphones into the thing and then see if that does it.
Because like I said,
Is that better?
There's still this crazy echo, and for some reason I can't. It's so annoying on this IG.
And your volume all the way down. I say shut it down, redo. So
Yeah, when I told you to do that, you were like, "No, why would you? Why would I send a link? Why would I send another link?"
Because your issue
Is
is
the
different.
volume on the TV behind you, Mike?
No. There's nothing on. I'm gonna shut this down and I'm gonna start all over again. Even though I did that the last time, but we're gonna do it because I'm not Jay Black.
Yeah,
Because
Add
I'll
everybody
try.
back one at a time, and then you'll know who it is.
Right.
All right. Let's start again.
Y'all funny.
Hilarious.
Michael Shawn the Takeover Legends, y'all. I'm just trying to get this thing right because the things that are being said, I want them to be heard correctly. So I'm gonna be by myself right now, and I'm a y'all talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Okay, so we're talking.
1, 2, 2, 2. All right, right now I'm good. And let me bring Bully back into the IG Live, and we'll start with him. And then Bully, you'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, get them comments on IG Live. I can't keep up with it. We need somebody just to do the comments.
Say something, Bully.
Check 1 2. Mike, check 1 2.
No echo right there. And then we'll go. It might just be when you get a certain amount of folks on here. I have no idea. But thank you to everybody in IG Live rocking out with his mic. Dude J Black refusing to restart his IG in the Batman. You're stupid. This dude never wants to start anything unless he tells people to start stuff. When he says restart your IG, he wants everybody to listen. But when you ask him to send a link and resend a link, he goes, "No, that's not the problem. That can't be the problem because I'm Jay Black. I'm fucking Jay Black."
Can we get Shaquisa on, please? What up, D. Marie? I see.
What up?
I love the show. I really do.
We transparent and we don't mind debating and going back and forth. I love when Mike and Dave go back and forth because I feel like Dave has facts and Mike sometimes don't. So I like them two going at it.
That's only Jay trying to get under my skin.
I like a man that comes with
I know when I'm being used, Mike. I've been around Jay Black.
That's just Jay Black because there's never been a debate Jay Black's ever beat me in, and then when we actually, I destroy you. Dog, you're dog. Actually, me debating you, people should call me a pedophile debating you because you're a child.
Call you the radio bully.
Dog, I literally, people get mad because at the end of the day, when it comes to facts, so many Jay just literally made a comment that AIDS wasn't that bad.
No, I didn't say AIDS wasn't that bad. I said COVID had more of an impact to me as far as seeing the number of deaths versus looking at
because
HIV.
the white guy on CNN told you.
The nurse practitioner.
Because the white guy told you.
No, I'm going by what my vibe was.
Relax.
What I saw.
Jay. There was no technology to keep up with how many people had AIDS the way there is now with COVID. There was no way.
Mm-hmm. They did, Mike. Doctors they did. They was tracking HIV. They was tracking HIV needs.
So in the 90s, they had the same technology they have in 2020.
I'm not saying the same technology, obviously.
Okay, so that's ignorant when you said there was.
As far as tracking, as far as
they couldn't track it. If they could have tracked it, Jay.
I'm gonna let the nurse practitioner say how HIV didn't have the same number of deaths as COVID, since you didn't believe me.
Dog, nobody said that. I said the tracking was
impossible. Like Mo's back.
And worldwide, if you looked around the world, they couldn't track that either. In all the countries around the world, when it comes to COVID, every country is tracking COVID. They weren't tracking AIDS around the world.
Nope. And then if you're being technical, it's a different type of ball game because with AIDS, if you had a death in AIDS, right, it wasn't the AIDS that killed you. It was the flu or the common cold or pneumonia, right, or bronchial infection. Right, like a Z-Pack couldn't cure it because your immune system was dead. Because what AIDS does is it literally tells your immune system, "Hey, white blood cells, no, we're friends, we're good, we're totally good. This here, oh no, this ain't pneumonia. It just looks like it's. Trust me, we good."
And this is where people say I'm the bully. This is where
the comments on IG they keep saying. So make sure
and this is where I say people say I'm the bully. When my uncle was diagnosed with AIDS, do you know they didn't even have a name for it?
Yep.
I can remember my grandmother washing my cousin's glasses and everything he touched in the house with bleach.
Yep.
Because they didn't know.
They didn't know.
And then my uncle died in 2.5 years. My next
In 2.5
uncle,
years, not 5 days.
yes.
See what
My,
she said? Not in 5 days. COVID's killing
no,
people in
I'm
days.
saying, no. Look, let's be clear. When he became AIDS, that's how fast he died.
Right.
Right, but
HIV is not AIDS.
the difference between
HIV
the
is not AIDS.
diagnosis
There
and the
is no
death.
HIV for COVID. There is no HIV for COVID. There is no
Right.
pre-COVID.
Mm-mm.
But then when my second uncle got it, they still didn't have a name for it.
There kind of is a pre-COVID, but okay.
But to say that AIDS, there's no track, they couldn't track AIDS the way they track COVID. And guess what? It wasn't a political agenda.
Nope.
It wasn't a political agenda. Do you see how clever CNN took down the tracking for COVID after the election was over?
Yeah.
They
Did you
still had it
notice
up.
that?
They still had it up. They didn't. I
Do you
was
want me to
looking
put
at
it on right now?
Yeah, they took it down, but you still could
And then
Google
they put it back
to
up.
know it.
No,
So
they
you
took it
still
down right
posted
after
it
the election
down.
was won. They took it down, and then they put it. Nobody had it. There was no political agenda. Nobody could win an election talking about AIDS. So why would they track it as closely as COVID is an agenda?
We know that. Absolutely.
AIDS wasn't. AIDS
That's
was
right.
an epidemic that nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Period. And nobody paid attention until two people caught it, and one was Rock Hudson, who nobody knew was gay. It was the
Nobody knew was
Hollywood
gay.
biggest secret in the world. And then when he had it, he was like, well, turns out that Rock Hudson had the gay cancer. It was called the gay cancer for years until a guy named Randy Schultz wrote a book called And the Band Played On. And he was a journalist for the San Francisco Chronicle. And that came out in 1987. And they still didn't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, if you had lesions, oh, God forbid you got hit on a racquetball court and your face turned purple automatically. You treated like you had the plague. They used to put,
And I want to repeat, there was no recovery rate for AIDS.
No recovery rate, not at all. And nobody
There
talks
was
about
no
the
I
recovery rate.
live when I get AIDS.
No.
I think what Jay Black is saying is that we feel COVID deeper because I know I do because it's on social media. Like every day I see someone going to a funeral saying COVID sucks. We didn't see that with AIDS.
But
So
see, that's where I'm telling you, if you were in the inner cities, every neighborhood you lived in, people were dying of AIDS.
Yep.
Right.
Every neighborhood. There were 4 or 5 people walking around that lost 80 pounds that were dying in front of you. So just because Mr. White Man is now showing it to you, doesn't mean like the effects are different.
Right. And by the way, everything wasn't as
But if you don't
fear-mongering
know,
as it is now.
who cares who told you about it? Knowledge is knowledge. Sometimes you don't know. Like I didn't know that R. Kelly was married to Leah till like years after. Like people don't find out things that I lived in the country. Like I was no for real. My dad didn't allow me to listen to the radio like at the house. Like I had to wait till the school started to catch up on new music.
Right.
Like I couldn't watch the BET like the videos. I wasn't allowed to do that.
Let me ask you a question though, real quick.
Yeah. I had to study.
Now, maybe I'm a little rusty in my law here, but last I checked, when it's a racketeering charge, there has to be a racket. There's no such thing as a one-man racket. So why is it the CEO of Jive Records being brought up on charges? Why isn't his management team being brought up on charges? Why aren't any of the parents being brought up on charges?
Okay, Dave, I know, and what you're saying is 100% right, but I just want to stay on this COVID AIDS thing.
Absolutely, we got off.
I just want to stay. I want to stay on this because when people say stuff like AIDS didn't affect us the way COVID did, and you're sitting here and I don't understand what celebrity had a press conference that changed the world to say they had COVID.
Nobody. Tom Hanks had one, but nobody cared. Who else? Kevin Hart got COVID around the same time. Nobody cared.
And they're all, but they're all good. My point is, they're all good.
Yeah, they're fine.
There was no celebrity when they got it who was supposed to be all good. So I'm just trying to stay to that point because I'm passionate about that. When people say stuff like, oh, COVID, the numbers are bigger than the AIDS numbers, that's not relative on what the effect AIDS had on the world.
Right.
Right. But COVID has an effect too because people are losing their jobs. They're losing their businesses. They're losing their livelihoods. Like they're having insomnia, depression, hallucinations. They're having lung scarring. Like COVID
Oh, and I'm not down, and I'm not downplaying COVID. I just like
Right.
once again, I like to get at Jay Black because it's when I debate Jay Black, it's really I'm telling you, I'm a pedophile when I debate Jay Black.
I'm holding it in.
I'm a pedophile because he's a child.
Jay Black missed that era. That wasn't your community. That's not what was going on in your community.
I didn't see that either.
Not.
I remember the HIV era. I do. I just
he don't remember nothing. He was ignorant to it.
You can know it and not feel it. There's a difference.
I feel COVID.
Feeling COVID.
I'm seeing a whole lot more people that I know that lost people from COVID. It seemed like it's more closer. It's more numbers. It's the higher. Everything was just more.
I would love you to really spend your ignorant time and Google what happened with AIDS and see what happened and see the denial.
I Googled and it said 30,000 deaths. I Googled.
Dog, you Google 130.
No, we were talking about when Magic came out with his HIV. That's
what year was it? What year did you Google?
It was November 91.
So you Googled. So let me get this straight. You Googled 1 year. 1 month. And you're a professional.
And I was going by. We were talking about.
You
Kyrie.
Googled 1 year.
We were talking about Kyrie right now. How many deaths?
Jay, did you Google? You Googled 1. You Googled 1 year.
Time.
You Googled 1 year.
We were talking about Kyrie versus Magic.
You Googled. Answer my. Can you answer the question?
At the time
can you answer, Jay? Can you answer the question? You Googled 1 year
based off our dialogue
on AIDS.
Yes. We were talking about the.
Do you know how ignorant you sound right now?
Right now, when Kyrie has
Googled 1 year.
Listen to what you're saying. We talk about Kyrie, and you compared that to Magic. And I said that Kyrie right now has more deaths with COVID than Magic when he came out with HIV.
Kyrie doesn't have any deaths. Kyrie doesn't have it, you ignorant bastard.
No, with him not wanting to get the vaccine and can't play in the NBA. You know what we're talking about, Mike. It's the overall where COVID stands right now with Kyrie and this whole thing around him with the vaccine and not getting it. How many deaths with COVID versus when Magic had his issues with HIV at that time?
Because the people who got AIDS,
comparison.
Jay, the people who got AIDS didn't live.
Mike, it was 30,000.
Wait, Jay, do you understand? The people that got AIDS did not live.
Where's he getting these numbers from? Because
he gets all these numbers from his Google.
So Jay Black, let's take the numbers off the table. Number one, you're comparing 2 different decades in your life, right? One, you looked at facts from a child, what I call child lens, right? So you looked at your memory from back then and how it affected you and how you viewed it in your community. You didn't have the adult or semi-adult lens to be able to say, oh, wow, this is what this is, and this is what it looks like, and this is what's happening around me. So for you to compare and say what you see now, where we're in a technology-filled culture, we're in a social media culture where everything is thrown in our face, whether it's facts or whether it's untruth. Everything is being said in social media. That's probably why you have a different experience right now with COVID when you're trying to compare COVID to HIV. Definitely my experience, especially even within my family. My uncle
out the window.
Away. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just said that. I was like, I guess, the coordinator role is out the window, certainly with Michael Shawn. But I just want you to take that into account, especially when we Google things. We know as journalists, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to have at least more than 3 facts, 3 sources of facts, not just one. So I would just say, do more research, Jay Black, before you go ahead.
First of all, Jay Black is not a journalist.
No, I'm going with my vibe.
But he plays one. But he plays an expert on the show. He plays an expert.
Everybody has a.
I have mine. I have my opinion, from my thoughts, from my vibe.
Your opinion, but let me just help you out. According to the Global HIV/AIDS Statistics Bureau, aka known as UNAIDS, meaning the United Nations, since the start of HIV/AIDS, 36.3 million people have died from AIDS-related illnesses since the start of the epidemic. By that comparison, there have been over 219 million COVID cases and only 4.55 million COVID-related deaths.
Statman, can we look up? Wait, can we look up at that time for November 1991?
1 month.
Jay, people are still dying of AIDS right now.
The conversation was when Magic came out in November 1991. How many deaths was because of HIV/AIDS?
Jay, and that's what we were talking about.
No, Jay, he's giving an overall. He's giving you everything.
So that don't count. So the overall don't count.
No,
So-
right. We're talking about when Magic announced it. The debate was they compared Magic to Kyrie.
In 19,
When that happened in 91, what was the total then?
But you can't. You know why? Because
But
that's not an
we
accurate
can.
depiction of what HIV did back then. You're talking about what about the basis of people who weren't counted into that count? People who were diagnosed with things or things swept under the rug, especially if you weren't a black man. You can't. The numbers are not accurate, J Black. I know what you're trying to compare it to, but the numbers for HIV back then were not accurate. I'm sorry.
Let me just say this in the lowest voice. Let me just say this in the lowest voice. People are still dying of AIDS today.
Mm-hmm.
No question.
So what are you saying when you said the effect of
Mike, you're trying to go a different lane. We were only
AIDS
talking
has
about
been around since the 80s and they're still dying from
and I'm not
it.
denying any of that.
But Jay, you said the effect is not as great. Dave just gave you the numbers that the numbers are greater.
I said it's not a good comparison.
But let's do 1991.
When Magic came out
let's do 1991
with Kyrie
I have
right
the
now.
actual numbers from the Center for Disease Control. I got the numbers. So according to the Center for Disease Control, as of May 31st, 1991, is 179,136 AIDS cases. By the end of 1991, AIDS was the second leading cause of death amongst men between the ages of 25 and 44, and was on track to be likely one of the 5 leading causes of death amongst women aged 15 to 44 in the United States. Mm-hmm. So it's not 30,000.
It ain't what Kyrie's. It ain't right now with the number total of COVID deaths. COVID deaths has way more.
I'm still trying to understand. Can I ask a nurse practitioner how somebody who doesn't have something can spread something? Like if Michael Shawn said, "Hey Dave, can I have $3 million?" and I'm like, "I don't have it," I can't just spread $3 million to him. How does that math out?
Are you comparing that to COVID or?
I'm talking about COVID. Like, how in the world can somebody who does not have COVID give somebody COVID? And if people who are vaccinated are protected from people who have COVID.
They're not, though. People who have the vaccine are not protected from COVID.
Okay, cool. Exactly.
The only
what
thing
difference
the
does it make if he's
vaccine
vaccinated?
is decrease your chance of dying. That's it. It doesn't decrease you getting it. It doesn't decrease you spreading it. So if people don't want to take the vaccine, if you get a weekly test, that should be good enough.
Exactly.
The fact that so many people are firing nurses for not getting a COVID vaccine, but they have to get tested weekly, where the ones that got the vaccine are not getting tested. Their antibodies are not getting tested. So if it's going through the hospital, guess who's not spreading it? The unvaccinated nurses. Like that right there is really a thorn in my side right now, that they're firing all of these unvaccinated nurses to bring in nurses from other countries.
Of course,
that they're not forcing to get the vaccine.
It's cheaper. This is a money grab. There's a reason that the majority of my employees live in the Philippines, live in Vietnam, live in Ghana, because I can do you know, and I tell this to Michael Shawn all the time, do you know how far $1,000 will go in Manila right now?
Hold on, stay right there, Dave, stay right there, because I know Dave is so intellectual that Dave, I love you for it. There's not a diss, but you go all over the place. Bring back the comment that action, because it's conveniently, you really can't compare two diseases. It's a supposed cure for COVID. There's no cure for AIDS. I don't get what Jay don't get about this, and the only reason I bring this up is because Jay made the little slick comment, "Oh, Mike don't have facts." But then when somebody gives you facts and proves that your facts were wrong, you don't appreciate that either.
How do you figure it wasn't as many COVID, it wasn't as many HIV deaths at the time when Magic came out, and right now what Kyrie's dealing with his issue.
Jay, what we're telling you is that there's 36 million. Jay, 36 million people have died from AIDS related.
Total. To date. We were talking about when Magic announced his HIV versus Kyrie now announcing he's not taking the vaccine.
Can I explain something else to you?
You can't compare the number of deaths from 2 years compared to from the 80s.
And you can't compare when people were diagnosed with HIV, because the deaths were from AIDS. So the people who had HIV in 1991 were not going to be in that statistic. They were going to be from the year later. So what you did was you Googled 1 year.
Because we're comparing Kyrie right now with his vaccine.
Can I stop? Can I just finish this one thing? You Googled 1 year. You Googled 1 year
At the time of the announcement.
of AIDS. 1 year. You didn't even Google the total.
Because we were talking about the time of the announcement.
Jay, but you didn't even Google you didn't even get the total numbers. You got 1 year and you put that as a defense.
That's all that mattered. We were talking about the time of the announcement.
I'm done. Y'all talk to Jay Black.
We wasn't talking about what happened afterwards. We're not talking about how many people dying after with Kyrie now a year from now. We're talking about the time of Kyrie deciding not to take that vaccine. How prevalent, how many deaths were COVID when Magic did. That's it.
That is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard.
That's it.
So why don't you just take the 1 year? You took the whole total. Take the 1 year that Kyrie actually made the announcement. Just take the year. You can't take the total COVID deaths. You can't take 600,000 deaths.
All right. For 2021, it would be the whole year. It would be now. It would be this year.
You take it 600.
If you're saying that from the whole year from Kyrie,
about COVID.
Right, I'll let y'all talk.
Why is it that last year we were clanging pots together and saying that these people were essential and they were frontline workers and they were real American heroes? And this year we're just saying, if you don't take this jab, you're fired. And as a nurse, I'm not trying to get in your business, but I hear so many doctors and nurses saying they're not going to take the jab.
I didn't take it.
But why? Because I thought it was safe.
I never said that.
No, I'm not saying that you said. I'm talking about that's what they're saying in society.
Yeah, but
that's thrown out John Legend.
That's the problem that I have with the vaccine. Because if it's something that you put in your body, you should make the decision on whether it's safe for you. That's why I do not tell my patients that I have not taken until they start to tell me how they feel. Because I don't want to persuade anybody. Mm-hmm. Because it's your body, it's your choice, it's you're the one that has to deal with the consequences if it leaves you paralyzed or if it gives you Bell's palsy or if you don't take it and you die. You're the one that has to deal with that. So why is anybody else trying to force you to take something? If you don't want it, you shouldn't have to take it. And the fact that nurses are being forced, we have more medical knowledge than most people. Someone on one
they can't hear you, nurse. They said they can't hear you on IG Live. I don't know what went on.
And it's a nurse on the IG Live says she's facing losing her job because she refused. They didn't accept her religious beliefs for not taking the vaccine. So now her job, she's about to lose her job.
Go find you a business. Open up your business. It's time. Let them have the best side. Go find you a business and be your own boss.
And forget the numbers. Forget the numbers. The reason why the comparison is perfect between Magic and Kyrie is because Magic literally they had the disease. He was HIV positive and they let him play basketball, and they're not letting Kyrie play basketball, and he don't even have it.
I just don't get it.
That is the common sense of this whole thing.
It's political, but that's the whole thing.
An agenda.
With the NBA, the NFL, it's basically slavery. You're getting paid millions of dollars, but you have to do what they tell you to do. You got to deal with coaches calling you tire lips. You got to deal with all of this other stuff. You got to move when they tell you to move. But I mean, that's a little off the topic. But if the man does not want to take the COVID vaccine, how are you forcing him to play basketball?
But and the reason why they posted that, because the reason why they compared the two was because Magic actually had HIV, and they're not letting Kyrie play when he doesn't even have COVID. Mm-hmm. So who cares about the numbers? He don't even have it.
We all can agree that the science says that basically if you don't have it, the vaccine, you can't spread it, right? We all agree with that science.
Yes. Right. And if you can test him before the game,
why not test all the players before the game?
You could test. How about this?
I think they do. I thought that they still have a testing mechanism in place for players.
So why are they worried about the vaccine?
Mm-hmm. Because in New York State, and they're putting in all of these laws because a governor eventually wants to run for president. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to get ahead of it. Not to mention they're trying to bring everybody to heel.
Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson as well.
Yeah. And then there's that.
And the irony of this is that you could, if you wanted to, if you were really this obsessed with it, you could test players before the game. Mm-hmm. You could test them at halftime.
At practice.
You could test them after the game. Mm-hmm. Then, when they came back to the facility for practice, you could test them again. Mm-hmm.
Twice a
So
week is
that's
enough.
why the comparison makes total sense, because it doesn't make any sense on how did you let Magic Johnson play in the NBA when he actually was HIV positive, but you won't, I'll repeat it for the 6,000th time, you won't let Kyrie play when he's negative. That don't make no sense,
It's
y'all.
for control. When you have the purse strings, you can do what you want to do.
Real quick, Mike, not to interrupt you. Okay, because everybody's falling off IG.
I'm just trying to tell them all to go to the YouTube page. Mike, just pin that so they can just search Media Room on YouTube as well. I don't know what's going on with IG with Mike.
IG is bugging. Whenever we start having these real
good point.
Yes,
No, that's exactly
because
what
I
it
was
is.
shut out.
Still up.
I was shut out. I did
That
tell
was
Jay Black my
not a
camera,
everything is
and my
about-
microphone shut down. As
automatic.
soon as you guys started talking, I
Whenever
just got
there's
back in because of
facts
that.
by people who actually had to get an A in every class in order to get out of nursing school, and she's saying, hey, something stinks here at the hospital, all of a sudden, we started having these technical difficulties. It's very interesting to me. But I'm like, can I ask you something? Because like I'm telling you, like, I'm very, very scared of this jab. Very, very scared of it. I'm very self-contained, so I don't have to worry about losing my job. I own my job. But I'm very scared of, like now they're talking, and it's real. If you pay attention, it's real subtle, Mike. And I'm not gonna be long on this, I swear. It's real subtle. Like 2 days ago, I'm watching the news, getting my 6-year-old, my baby, right? I'm getting her ready for school because daddy takes her to school damn near every day.
Nice.
And they said now they're going to approve this for children ages 5 to 11. And I'm telling you right now, my pullout game might not have been strong enough to keep from making her, but my pullout game when it comes to taking her out of school is vicious.
Yeah, I'm about to take mine off the bus because they had a meeting that the whole community did not know about, and they removed the mask mandates from the buses.
Oh wow!
Now keep in mind, I keep up with the number in our county. And for the first time in 2 years, almost, we've had 4 days of no new cases. That's going to change.
But they're children. You know how and I'm not big on the whole mask thing, but I am saying when it comes to kids, they're petri
not
dishes.
taking meetings with parents. So
I don't understand this. I don't understand this. How do you tell the kids there's not going to be a mask mandate in Texas if you're worried about it? I don't understand that. And then the same people, Ted Cruz especially, the schools that his kids go to have a mask mandate.
Bam.
Why are we talking about that evil widget, the world watcher troll looking ass? I hate
no,
that.
because the common sense sits right in front of you, and what happens is they confuse everybody. And the common sense.
Huh?
I wrote that book. Common Sense Ain't Common.
Oh, that's a chapter in my book.
Hey, twins.
Nice.
But it makes absolutely no sense that we are allowed to have a no mask mandate for kids, but yet we want them to get a vaccination. We want them to get a vaccination shot. Now,
I'm so for the same reason why they said that children should not smoke marijuana before the age of 25, because their brains are not completely
fully developed.
They don't know what this vaccine doing. If it's causing Bell's palsy, which affects cranial nerves that you can see, imagine what it's doing to the nerves that you can't see, the parts of the brain that you can't see.
My son is on the autism spectrum. I talk about it a lot. I am not.
Is that facts? By the way, is that proven that it causes Bell palsy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is one of the side effects. Yes, Jay Black.
Okay.
Yes.
And why is it they got side effects for herpes medication when they're driving through the sunshine and whatnot? But you don't have a list of the side effects when they start talking about these shows. When John Legend says, "Oh, the COVID-19 vaccines are ready," with his baby face looking ass, they never talk about all the side effects.
They don't talk about the clinical trials that they're doing for the people and side effects either. The 3,000
cool.
people that's in a clinical trial right now for the myocarditis that is caused by the shot. They don't talk about that either. There's a lot that they don't talk about.
And I'm
Why would we listen to you? You're a nurse practitioner. What
That means heart.
Inflammation of the heart.
That means inflammation of the heart.
Okay. Thanks. For those who didn't know, I like that. Like, break that down for those who didn't know.
Put Action's comment on there. Action, Paul said, but Magic was a better player and had more influence with the NBA than Kyrie does, which is true. Right. It played into the comeback story, which is true. Kyrie doesn't have that much influence in the NBA. Honestly, Kyrie is almost like stepped out.
Get some now.
You said what?
I said, I bet he should get some now. All of the
Most definitely.
anti-vaxxers or the people who don't believe in the COVID vaccine,
Mhm.
they need to get behind
They
him.
need to get behind him.
Support him.
Mhm.
Like we're sleeping
Stephen
on
A.
Instagram.
Smith, about to Stephen A. Smith say he could care less about Kyrie and 6.2 billion people or a million people that got it, and he's holding up. He's not there for his teammates. He over this superstitious. We know COVID is real. He just need to take like Stephen A. went on
Such an
Kyrie.
Uncle Tom ass
He went in
muncher.
on him.
I don't
He's not
like.
Uncle
what
Tom.
now?
Uncle Tom helped black people. He's a Sambo. On top of
Okay,
that,
I'll give you that.
who in the world drafted Stephen A. Smith in any round of the NBA draft? Maybe his hairline got drafted because he damn sure ain't there.
He is an ass muncher. I just don't like when he dives into these topics.
He's doing his job. He's doing exactly what he
That
him
is
and
true.
Don Lemonade. They all do their job. They puck up the masses.
Don Lemonade, stop that. I rock with Don Lemon. CNN, I like
love you,
that.
I like you,
Don
Billy. I like you, Billy.
I like you too, but I'm tired of people acting like these people aren't bought and paid for. These are
Exactly.
store-bought
Right.
Negroes. Excuse me, Michael Stone. I'm
Wow.
doing a black people thing. They are store-bought Negroes who sell their people out for $1. You don't think I've gotten emails saying, "Hey, Dave, you've got some influence. We'd really like for you to tell people about your COVID-19 experience."
Mm.
No, I'm not. That's not. I like money.
Yo,
But
Stephen
not
A.
at the expense
Smith.
of my people.
Stephen A. Smith is the same person who, when Jamil Hill actually stood up to Donald Trump, he didn't defend her. And to this day, when they ask him, was she right? He won't answer the question about Donald. Was she right? He didn't defend her. Another black woman, he didn't defend at ESPN. So when you bring up Stephen A. Smith, it's a joke to me because it's the same person that when Colin Kaepernick stood in front of cameras to fight police brutality, I quote, Stephen A. Smith said, "You should take the cameras away from his face and never show him on camera again. You network should never show Colin Kaepernick ever again in a press conference." That was what Stephen A. Smith said. You can go Google, you can go fact check. That's what Stephen A. Smith said. And when Max Kellerman on First Take, when they were talking about Colin Kaepernick and Max Kellerman sounded like the black guy talking, Stephen A. Smith 2 years later got him off the show.
You think it was because of that? You think it
Because
goes back to that?
Sambo played a game for them.
They said he was more black than Stephen A. So you think that had something? Wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
He was the guy saying you have to speak to power. The people in power you have to go to and you have to challenge them.
By
Stephen
not
A.
going to the
Smith.
football games. That's how we were supposed to challenge them, by not watching the football games. Like their views really, really, really dropped after that. Great. And people talked about Kaepernick when he took his payout, but people went back to watching the games. So what was he supposed to do to feed his family?
I mean, on top of that, they went and got Basquiat Jr., aka Jay-Z. You know what the kneeling was for, right? We know what the
Not
kneeling was
Hov.
for,
We're
right?
not gonna come at Hov. Stop.
He's not my Hov. First of all, I'm just tired of these kooky, emotional, weak Negroes, aka coons, kooky, emotional, weak Negroes, running around here acting like we're all stupid when we know that they all got a check. Like, follow the money. I don't understand.
And everybody's been getting a check, and the matrix continues on and on and on. And the people who fall out the wayside, like Colin Kaepernick, who's still making money, and I'm not mad at him. Still making money. He actually has a documentary coming out on Netflix that's going to be crazy.
As he should.
Still making money. I had a young black man who's about 26 years old said that Colin Kaepernick was a sellout because he took the lawsuit money.
I would ask him, when was the last time you watched the game? When was the last time you bought a jersey?
And I said, so what you're telling me is the NFL broke the law by blackballing him and had to pay him, and you think Colin's the sellout? And he was like, yeah. No, there's certain things I fall back. And then when I get emotional, everybody's like, yo, you're too emotional. Okay, I got it. CNN told you about COVID, you believe it. MSNBC told you, you believe it. Fox told you, you believe it. Fine. Once again, I'm vaccinated. I hope Kyrie Irving is wrong. I hope he's wrong.
You got a reason to want him to be wrong.
Exactly. So when I'm defending people, who have stood up against this, I got the jab in my arm. I would really like to I should really be on the other side saying y'all are crazy. But my common sense says I can't say they're crazy.
Right.
I first laughed at Action's comment, but I wonder if there's some truth to this. He said, "Let's
No, that
remember,
is the truth.
we still have two different classes of Negroes, house and field." He said, "We really have never left the plantation. It's just gotten bigger."
Your job is the plantation.
I keep telling y'all, the coons are everywhere. The kooky, emotional, weak Negroes are everywhere.
If you have to get a vaccine to keep your job, you still on the plantation.
Why in the world? See, here's the thing, and I'm tired of black people. And this is what I mean. And this isn't any type of, and I mean the majority of black people I'm tired of. You want to know why? You continue to sell yourselves out to other people. Dr. Claude Anderson, who basically created the reparations map for you, who worked in the Carter administration and worked at all levels of government, wrote a book called Powernomics and told you what you needed to do. He also said it should be a sin if your child has to go outside of your neighborhood to go get a job. But y'all sitting up here getting all educated and putting yourselves into debt, ruining your debt to income ratio so they can legally redline you when you try to get a house. You sit up there and you act like it is okay for somebody to tell you how often you can go to the bathroom, how long you need to eat lunch, and also begging a bunch of individuals who could not probably do your job as well as you do for a 3% cost of living increase. You literally sold yourself back into slavery in a free market economy where a kid whose life and legacy started in the Richard Allen projects does not answer to absolutely anybody. And I got a 725 on my SATs. I am sick and tired of black people acting like it is okay to play victim when you chose to lay down and when you could have got yourself up, gotten a goddamn Etsy site or Shopify or sold pies or cookies or cakes or anything, but you continue to ask people for permission to go to your kids' little league soccer game, and you wonder why they continue to take your rights from you. I charge black people with being complicit because they can't walk all over you until you turn yourself into a welcome mat by laying down.
What you're saying is absolutely right, and we got the snaps and claps, and I agree with what you're saying. I will also tell you there's never been a race of people that there's been a plot against from the inception. So the brainwash that has happened to black people has unprecedented. It's unprecedented.
Amen.
There's never been as much money put in. There's never been a systematic system put in that has taken people from another country, brought them here, and brainwashed them. So I understand what you said, Dave, and I don't disagree. But I also understand that the plot that has been put here is historical and has never been touched before.
Absolutely.
So what they have done, yes, and what they have done is so unfair.
It is.
And so unbeatable.
That's not true.
It's unbeatable with this. The system that has been created.
Nothing is unbeatable under my God.
But when you bring up God, we're going someplace different. The eternal life is somewhere different.
Right. He's talking about right now. And I feel
the suffering that goes on right now, the plot that goes on right now has already taken place, and they have made it so that be blessed if you are able to work and do your thing and enjoy your family, because the system has been put, there's a ceiling that has been put up. And I know we have billionaires. I get it.
Yes.
I get we got billionaires. Yes. The only problem is that the billionaires, or the sacrifice, is the poverty that has to go on in our inner cities with black and Hispanic people, because in order for those billionaires, they go like, you know what we still need, right? We still need poor people to have rich people.
Absolutely. But Mike, here's the thing, right? You and I have fallen victim to the same white man, right? And I'm not going to.
And before you say that, I'm living a good life, so thank you, God.
Praise the Lord. So am I. But
so I want to thank God for the blessings of being able to provide without a job.
Thank you,
and still being able to provide without a technical job, still being able to provide. So I want to thank God for that.
Thank you, Jesus.
And for the people who've supported me, everybody on this show, from Shawnee Scott to everybody else. So I want to put that out there. But go ahead, Dave.
Absolutely. So, like, the thing of it is, it's so deep that we think, here's where I hold black people and brown people to a certain extent culpable, right? Once that happened, did he just say that's why?
No, he said that's why I identify.
Let me tell you what action is. Let me tell you what action is.
A comedian, basically.
Action, aka Paul, is the person who we could be talking about. Jesus could be on one of these squares, right? Jesus could literally be on one of these squares, and Action will put a comment. That's why I identify as Puerto Rican.
Why he wearing them what?
Why he wearing them sandals? Like he can't afford Jordans? What kind of God is that? That's the type of action
What
I
are
put out there.
those?
We could have Jesus on the square and actually put a comment. The ninth commandment was unnecessary. Like, we like what?
And Jesus would be like, but
What
that
we
was
doing?
Moses. But that was Moses. I didn't. It's your Bible. Like that's just who actually.
No,
But the thing of
what
it is,
was your thought, Dave? Dave, go back to
my
your
thing of
thought.
it is, when that happened, I sued that radio station for $2 million. Not because I wanted the $2 million, but I wanted it to stop. I wanted them to know that you're not going to sit up here and push me out. And there are people to this day in the industry who will sit up here and say I'm all types of rabble rousers and troublemakers. You know what they all call me now?
Get trouble.
Mr. Anderson. You want to know why? Because I won. And that's the difference. At some point, I rejected the idea that I needed the radio and that I needed the TV to go out here and reach my people. And I proved it by suffering in silence, by washing my nuts in the gas station sink, by struggling and frying up sunflower seeds so my family could eat until I could figure out how to make it work. Most Black people have been lulled to sleep in a gilded cage, and they will not make the sacrifices it takes to get off of Master's tits. And until we're ready to have that conversation, I know about the conspiracy because I'm a victim of it. You're a victim of it. Everybody's a victim of it. However, at some point, if you opt out of the system, they can no longer victimize you.
And Dave, what you're
that's
saying,
also a scary place to be too.
And what you're saying is absolutely correct.
That's a scary place to be because I've been there several times.
And trust I shouldn't say everybody, but I think
everybody on the square.
I think everybody on these squares have been there where you're like, I don't know if this is gonna work out. I don't know if the streets is gonna be my next level. But I will say this, Dave, and I agree. Once again, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is I think this system has made it that people have been taken away where they don't think there's an option. And that's the scariest point. When people have been tricked, there is no option. But then when people like you, when the nurse, when Mo, when Jay, when me go like, there is an option. And even then they go like, yeah, but I don't believe you. No, but for real, I'm not that special. Like I'm really not that special. I just tell jokes and I found the lane and I got a blueprint and I said this is my game plan. So there are a lot of people out here who are sitting there going like, there's no other way but this. But Mike, we just not gonna let that pass. What put action on? Just ask.
Action today.
We just not gonna let that pass. What sinking where?
But what you were saying, Mike, is very true.
Go to Quick Trip at 360 and Carrier in Arlington. Quick Trip 360 and Carrier in Arlington.
All right, let me say pause before I say this. Let me say pause. All right, Dave really did wash his balls in a sink at Quick Trip in real life. I'm saying pause off the door. I'm doing pause right now. Wow. But go ahead, Nurse. Go ahead. What were you saying, Nurse?
That's why I'm so vocal about having 5 degrees. That's why I'm so vocal about having my own clinic, making history as being the first Black male or female to own their own clinic in my own county.
Nice.
That's why I'm so vocal about my book. That's why I'm so vocal about my boot camp, my online course. That's why I'm so vocal about my motivational speaking. That's why I'm so vocal about it, because I want people to see that there are options. Because a lot of people don't know that there are options like that. A lot of people think that the only thing they can do is go to work and die. That's not true. The Bible promises you riches. It promises you your dream. So once you accept that for yourself, and once you see that it's possible, once I show you that it's possible, it's on you what you're going to do with it.
Facts.
No, you're right. And in the honor of action.
You got to check your audio, Mike. It just popped. It just mono.
Oh, okay. No, let me, because I got to do this correctly.
So, Dave, we need to have a show, but you helping make a millionaire because you have a lot of insight. We need to focus on how to start somebody and we can follow their business or follow something. We need to do something deeper with you. We just want to, I got to collab with you.
I'll make it happen.
Me? I'm
now Jay Black wants to be. Now he wants to. He wants to. He wants to.
Jay Black still hasn't paid my invoice. I gave him and his wife a gang of free info. He ain't paid my invoice yet.
Don't be messing it up for everybody else.
And that's why we gotta have Dave on all the time. That's how we do that.
We pay it forward.
We pay it forward. And
you gonna have him get some more invoices. That's how you gonna pay him. I know that's right.
I didn't say nothing. I'm not even in that. I have no whatever y'all deal had, whatever Jay Black's deal.
You don't control the content, Mike.
No,
I control what
you don't control content.
I control what I say, but you know, when you come on this show, you already know you're not getting paid with me. I don't know what Jay Black. I don't know what Jay Black bamboozled you into.
I was trying to get up to that conversation myself.
Hell yeah, y'all better call Jay Black. Cause let me tell y'all right now.
Michael Shawn is
I don't know. Y'all better get ready to. Y'all
No, you
better
don't need a
ready.
business plan. Please
Well,
stop
I
with the
actually want
business
to
plan
sponsor the
stuff.
show. That's what I want to do.
Dave said you don't need a business
Stop
plan,
with the
Marcus.
business plan stuff. You know what a business plan is? A business plan is a
I've
set
been in
of
business for
papers
3 years and
that
I've
says,
never had a business
Lisa,
plan.
can you give me money? And the answer is no. They will give you money for a student loan. They will give you money to go buy a car to depreciate. They're not going to give you the money to execute your business. You will never get the means of freedom from the people who choose to oppress you when they profit off of your oppression. Stop with the business plan. Start doing the work.
In honor of action, and I want everybody to understand there are no limitations. That means when you're having sex, you can still put it in the butt. I know you're supposed to put it.
He always finds a way to work that in the show.
Always. That's why I'm scared to have certain people on.
I mean, you said butt hurt earlier.
You
I was
figure out a
waiting for
way.
you to say something.
That's the term.
Yes, Kelly J. Yes, inbox me. Anybody that want to come on Friday, inbox.
Don't let the white man stop you.
Oh, can I come back on Friday?
No, we having a guest or listener, any support.
Damn, son, did you just tell her no? Damn.
No, I'm just, she's here every Wednesday.
He's doing the work of the oppressor.
Oh my!
Yo, nurse said, "Is there any way I can stop by on Friday?" He said, "No,
no, not that." Meaning for them, she's always welcome. She want to come every day.
No, motherfucker, you said no.
We love it.
He said no off the gate.
No,
he said no off the bus.
I was saying no.
Let me get back on.
Y'all didn't let me finish. No. I would say no. That's what I'm not talking about. That's what I was saying. But yeah, but Dave, I want to get with you though, Dave. I think you have a lot of knowledge, Dave. If you can help a lot of people, help our people, better themselves, generational wealth, and build all that. We really need you.
Blow your mind.
If you could do all that for free, it would be much appreciated.
But here's the thing, right? I went out and I went and acquired a finance company that will approve absolutely everybody. I scaled down my $50,000 program to an $8,000 program, and then with that $8,000, you'll get approved. You'll make monthly payments, right? That are low interest, that are absolutely there for you. You know how many applications I got since I launched that program?
2.
How many?
4.
It's an $8,000 program.
It's better than my $50,000 program.
So what's the name of it? So I can put it up.
Motherfucker, we ain't got $8,000. Damn it, ain't nobody got no $8,000 stacks.
Like you said, $8,000, and I start sweating. Like
because y'all look at money differently.
Doug, when you said $8,000, I almost washed my balls in my sink. Like real talk.
Listen, I don't understand how.
But see, that's why his program is $8,000 because he said he ain't washing no more balls.
Not again. I went back to that quick trip when I flew down to see Mike. I went back to that quick trip and I saw a white guy working at the quick trip. That was the first thing that freaked me out. The second thing I was like, yo, do you realize I used to wash up in this gas station sink? He was like, for real? I said, yeah. He was like, wow, what do you do now? I said, I'm a millionaire.
Did you say pause after you told him? Did you say pause after that?
I told him I washed up. I didn't talk about my balls.
Mo, what do you want to say, Mo? Go ahead, Mo.
No, wait, on that note, real quick.
Jay, let Mo talk. She's had her hand up for like 4 minutes.
Black women. Jay Black.
Go for Mo. I'm sorry, Mo.
That's all right. Anybody who has a little melanin in his skin, he oppresses. It's okay. So, Jay Black doesn't like brown girls.
You foul.
They gotta be like bright.
Mo, what's your point, Mo? Let's go. What's your comment? I feel something good.
Don't rush me. Don't rush me.
It's not true.
I'm just gonna say for your academy and for your program, Dave. That's just another way of, like you said, a different mindset, because we'll go and take out a student loan and fail a whole semester of classes and throw money to the bricks for something that's not going to have a high return. So I think that $8,000 is minimal and nothing when it comes to, you get on my nerves. It's minimal and it's nothing when you're talking about investing in yourself and investing in your future. So I'm glad that you had that out there.
Like, that's what people don't understand.
Wait, Dave, real quick, because Hurt 412 said, damn, Dave, too. It seems that every success story has a homeless chapter, which is true. Well, not for me, but everybody else, yeah.
No, but you had
there's a rock bottom. You had some level of rock bottom.
You had a rock.
You have to have something that breaks you and makes you focus.
You went through a lot to get back to where you are right now. Let's not.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't realize where they could find you, and it was at the bottom of that bottle, and you had to climb out, homie. And listen, I give you all the respect in the world because I got 5 uncles that couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and Dave, just to clarify, you said you have a guaranteed $8,000 that every business can get approved for, and they have to pay back $600 a month.
Yes,
and that can help get their business going to buy supplies and get things. and they refuse to take you up on that. That's
Absolutely.
deep. So, and if someone wanted to look into that, is there a website? Should they just hit you up at the Business Bully at the
There's a
AOL?
link
AOL.
in my bio.
Oh,
IG.
yes.
I'll be hitting you up.
Yes.
Listen, it's right there. It's the first thing. It says Dave Anderson, AK Mastermind. It's the first link. And the thing of it is, like,
Well, say it again. Wait, Dave, slow down. What link do they touch? What link do they
it's the
tap?
very first link in my bio on Instagram. It says like Dave 8K Mastermind or something along that. You fill out the application, we'll get you approved in a couple of days, and then we start to go to work. We find like what people don't realize, the difference between selling something for $10, $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million is the ask.
And I want to say something, and I'm not trying to be profound, even though I have a knack for doing it by mistake. Instead of saying people won't do it and don't do it, encouragement would be good to say, listen, you can do it.
You can do this.
And without telling people why you ain't doing it and why y'all so scared. Because no, I didn't say I didn't say you said, well,
okay, I'm sorry.
kind of, but not because my voice is raspier and squeakier than yours. But my thing is to encourage people. Listen, take the chance.
I'm sorry.
Dave got the hood PPP loans. No, I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't.
What is this man who has diamond mines in Africa making his money off of blood diamonds coming for me right now?
Dave, he was just joking. He was just joking.
So am I.
I hope he was just joking. Now, if this happens to be a PP, if this is a triple P loan, then we ain't got nothing to do with Dave. But other than that, my thing is for real. Research it. What would it hurt to actually go to his Instagram, tap that link in the bio, and research it for yourself, and see if this is something you can do to pay You get $8,000
a car note,
and you can pay $200 a month.
Right.
No, he says 600.
Between 2 and 6, depending on like your credit and how
the credit score.
So is it going by your personal score, or is it going by the business?
It's going by your personal score because most people don't even have business credit. The number of Black people in America who have business credit who actually own business is about 7.3%.
And that is so true because I've been in business for 3 years and I'm just now getting some.
Thank you. And it's simple.
And
but if nobody
it's crazy
told
because
you,
I have a
you
friend
don't
that told me that she got a $50,000 credit card. I'm like, what the hell? How you do that? So she goes, show me how to do that. And that's one thing that we have to do as Black people. When we find out stuff, we need to either set up a program where people can learn and we can teach it to them, or we can tell them to our friends.
Oh, well, we're the biggest information hoarders, though. I mean that's just the
no, Dave share.
Well, speaking of whores, no, I'm just playing. Listen, there was somebody on IG Live. What is that? What is that? J Black is
so what can I get for $5?
No, the one who said I want to do. He said I want to do something, bro, but don't know what to do. Really frustrating. Give me some game. But what do you want to do? Like you got to give us some details.
For the rest of your life, and would not feel like work. That's the question you should ask yourself. What would you want to do for the rest of your life and then not feel like work? Once you figure out what that is, to get the rest is the thing that I want to do for my life is what I'm doing right now on the show: motivate, educate, inspiring people.
I probably want to have a threesome with 2 bad bitches.
You've done that, Mike. I was there.
You're gonna have
I've seen you do that.
But
1997, we're not gonna act like never
that
mind.
It didn't have like it didn't have.
Oh no, but I want to be sober. I want to be sober doing it so I can actually perform. Like,
but Dave, the biggest hurdle I think people really is scared to take
is the second bitch. The biggest hurdle is always the second bitch who really ain't as happy as the first one. Like she's always the one talking about I'm hungry.
Give your attention to first is going to be the enemy at the end of the night.
Because people are scared to fail. They're scared to go out on a limb to follow their passion. All right, they don't know where to start. They don't know like when you're starting off. Like that fear is real to get something going.
And it's not just them, it's the people around them.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you, every time I
start, the mamas, the daddies, to tell you to get a job. Because when I was told I wanted to start my own clinic, my daddy called me crazy. He said, "You are the most educated person in our family. You make 6 figures. Why would you quit your job?" I said, "Because in my job I can never make 7."
Right.
That's great. What do you say Mo, send the things so I can put you on the Instagram Live because I want to keep everybody on here for your allegedly. Go ahead, Jay Black.
No, I'm saying, Dave, people saying that's facts what I just said. So what do you say to those people? How do you get them?
You said something that was facts?
No, he asked. Listen, a broke clock is right twice a day, Michael Shawn. We went over this last week, bro. Here's the thing. You're absolutely right.
Was it
is
just
scary.
1991 fact? Look, I'm asking.
You're a hater.
In
November
honor of my man
1991.
Action, you got me in comedy mode. You got me in comedy. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead,
All right,
Dave.
I'm gonna try. Here's the thing. Like, you got to do it anyway. But here's the thing. Y'all aren't
Not just
aren't
in
afraid to fail.
1991.
Not just November 91. You're not afraid to fail. You're just afraid that when you fail, it's on you. Because here's the truth. Americans, let's take black people off the table. All Americans who matriculate in college, 73% of the people who graduate from college are not doing what they majored in.
Exactly.
Right? 92% of those people have some sort of student loan debt. Out of that student loan debt, 58% have it where it's debilitating. So you've already taken a bigger risk. Not to mention, if you start a business, what you're not realizing is that's tax deductible because it goes under the continuing education clause. But because you don't read the tax codes, you don't understand that. And the thing of it is, what you're really saying is you don't want to bet on you because everybody around you has told you that you ain't going to be shit. Well, they told me the same thing.
Dave,
or they don't want to do the work.
Yeah,
that's the thing
I'm telling you
about
right now, this is work. I'm not a
work.
miracle worker. I'm not Will Smith. I'm not going to paint myself blue and call myself a genie.
Exactly.
You have to do the work and you have to follow instructions. If you're not willing to do that for me, like you did it for your teachers, like you do it for your boss, you know, like you did it for your mama because you love your mama's opinion more than you love your own success and your mama's going to die one day. Hey,
guys,
do it.
Once again, let's encourage.
You can do it.
You can do it, exactly.
The thing about that, Shawn, is people have to know what the issue is.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know why they're stuck. They're
What up,
stuck
D-Lee?
once you identify the problem, once you figure out where you're bleeding from, you can heal it.
And understand, fear is only something that you create into reality. But I know it's tough because fear will have you frozen and you won't make a decision, which means you made a decision. All right, listen.
My auntie always tells me something. She says fear and faith can't occupy the same space.
Facts.
Yeah, because if you got faith, then you got to eliminate fear. Yeah, I'm nowhere near doing what I studied in college, and it's all good. It's all good. Like we gotta stop saying stuff like I'm not doing what I went to college for. Fuck it, but you went, and now you're in a different place.
Right. I'm only assessing the risk when we're talking about risk.
And when you're talking about college degrees, what a college degree basically gets you is saying that you'll always have a job because, right? Even McDonald's now, they're asking, do you have a higher level of education? Do you have a high school diploma?
Education you need. What education you need? What degree did I get in the burger flip?
Operate Flippy and fix Flippy when
and
it goes
operate
down.
the fry machine.
You may be overqualified.
So
damn it.
It just means that you'll always have a job. What it also means to an employer is that you're adaptable to change. Because most people who've never had formal education, they are stuck in their ways. If you take, for example, somebody who's been on their job for 30 years and now technology comes in and changes it, they're like, well, I've been doing this way for 30 years. It worked all this time. Why we got to change? People who have been formally educated, they're used to change. So that's the difference. So I really want to dispel everybody who says, oh, you got to go to college to be something. You have to go to college to be successful. Yes, it is success, but it doesn't define your success.
That's true.
But if you want a good threesome, them college campuses are amazing. Them college campuses are flooded. Everybody's experimental rat over there, boy. College campuses.
Single beds, not them single mattresses.
Whoa, my. Shout out to them comedy shows. Golly, Lord have mercy, boy.
Save this live, Mike. Save your live, I think this was a good one with Dave speaking.
Yeah, but I don't know when I save it. Like I try and save it and put it somewhere, and then I don't know where it goes. That sounded like a threesome. Jesus, that sounded like a threesome. I put it somewhere, didn't know where it went. All right, Mo, can I get you on? Did you send send me the things I can do? Because I would like to keep everybody on here because I want everybody's opinion on allegedly. So when Billy J. Edwards said, so when I changed from selling weed to selling crack, does that count? I mean, it does. It does. I mean, we don't promote selling crack. But it is an upgrade, like financially. I mean, you're killing people faster,
right?
But I understand. I've never sold crack.
You're gonna have to let me inside the club.
All right, let me see if you're on my guest list for real. Let me see. Is Mo here? I don't see you, Mo.
I mean, every time we start talking about,
I
These
know, but
things.
the problem is, this is what happened in real life. You would wander in the club, you'd wander around at the club, and then we'd lose focus. But you got to stay with us. You got to stay in the
Here we
DJ
go.
booth.
Here we go. I'm in the DJ booth.
Are you
Kelly
in the
said,
DJ booth?
"Your
I'm
IG
in.
goes to
I'm
your
in here.
photos, man."
I'm in here.
It goes to
with,
my photos, but every time I save it, it never goes to the photos. But I'll save it.
Yeah, posted to
Sexy little
IGTV.
joint.
There I
There she
am.
go.
There I am. There
All
I
right, ladies and
am.
gentlemen, this is a special nurse. Do you got to go? You can chill.
I can chill for a few more minutes. My first patient is not till 10.
10. Okay, all right. She definitely, and you know what? We'll be out of here in less than 10 minutes. All right.
No.
So listen, the stories that you're about to hear may not be factual. They're all alleged. So y'all give it up for Sexy Mo with allegedly. Sexy Mo
Sexy
with
Mo.
allegedly. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Talk about keeping your foot on the black and brown man's neck. I'm gonna stick with the theme, Michael Shawn. There's another video game that's coming out for all you gamers. I don't approve of this. They're saying that it's like Grand Theft Auto on steroids. It's called True or Die Chirac. And so it's the objective of the game is that you become a gang member. You sell drugs. You got guns, sex. You rob people. And they say it shows the real streets of Chicago. They said that it's a real, like a realistic video game. It's so real that like the gang members fight over real turfs that are going on right now in Chicago. So again, here we go. Oppressing our people.
I would love to joke about it. But God, it's so despicable, man.
Yo, but my whole thing is where's the outrage for what's really happening in Chicago and how it got that jacked up? Right? Because let's not go over it. Like everybody likes to leave it on Lori Lightfoot, but Rahm Emanuel left the Obama White House to run and win for mayor and turn Chicago into a cesspool worse than it already was. Right? So you got all these Democrats in there, tearing up Chicago, people dying, people getting shot for knocking on doors, all kinds of craziness, people getting kidnapped and forced to walk a mile away from their car, lungs and eyeballs and everything missing.
Yeah.
Like, where's the damn a video game? Why is it so true to life?
Yeah. And what you're saying is totally correct. The only problem is when you do these video games and stuff like that, they understand that now these kids are getting gripped in the streets, and then when they come home and they're 8 years old, they come home out the streets, and then they come home and they play a game that is just exactly what they saw in the streets.
And or they watch it on a movie though, so you can say a movie's all the same. You parent your own kids. That's what they're going to say though.
Wait, say it again, Jay Black.
They're going to say it's no different than a violent movie, a violent TV show. You watch Squid Games, you're getting popped in the head, right? So you're watching all of this stuff. So what's the difference between a video game? You need to, as a person, as an individual, separate that fantasy or that non-reality from the real deal. So
how's that worked? How is that worked out?
Well, to each his own. Every individual is different. I mean,
asking you, how's it worked out, factual guy? How's it worked out?
No, I'm just giving you what the other opposing argument will say.
So
I'm just asking.
I'll say this, just as being, if you're playing the game, say your 12-year-old kid is playing the game. Now you're actually giving them the option to be, to be invited into this culture and to be a player. So which means I'm choosing how I'm navigating through this game. You're basically influencing them. This is kind of like a test drive of being a gang member. I like this. I can kill this many people. I can sell drugs. I can do this. And sometimes it transcends into real life. So that's one of the biggest problems I have with a game like this coming out, that literally gives them the test drive to their neighborhood and being a menace to their neighborhood.
Any parent that buys that game need their ass whooped.
But the problem is the person that's gonna get the game for the kid, because there's no generational gap, is in the same mentality now as the kid. Like I always said it, and Jay was there when I was doing comedy and doing a joke. When the parent and the kid knew the words to the song on the radio and they both sang the song, that's when we had a problem. Because we're both singing the same ratchet ass song. There was a gap between me and my mom. There's a reason why my mom wasn't supposed to be listening to the same songs I was listening to, because she was supposed to tell me, that's crazy what you're listening to right now. And I'm going to keep telling you that that's nuts what you're listening to right now. And what they're saying is maddening. Now, both of the parents are doing twerk videos on TikTok.
Right, together.
Together. They got the one girl on Instagram who had her like 9-month, or maybe she was like 1 or 2 years old, on the pole, spinning on the pole in her pull-up.
I saw the one with the little boy. I saw
I'm
the one with the
lying.
little boy spinning on the pole, right?
DL Hughley had it. He posted it.
Right.
And you know what's funny? My thing was, she don't even know what she's doing is wrong. So the effects of, and I mean to pick on Jay, but me and Jay have this conversation about hip hop. You can't separate how influential this stuff is to us.
Well,
It means everything to us. What?
Speaking of hip hop, Michael Shawn, I reported to you yesterday that Tigger, Tomato, he actually officially turned himself in. He was arrested yesterday and released on a $50,000 bail. He turned himself in for domestic violence. Now, I told you the girl, his ex-girlfriend, came to his house in the wee hours of the morning, intoxicated. And so he decided to let her in so that they can talk. And a fight ensued. She called her mother. Her mother took her to the police station, called LAPD, and they saw visible signs of physical violence or marks on her. So they arrested him.
Of course it did.
To all my young men out there, no matter how good that coochie is, no matter how fat that ass is,
Don't let them in.
no matter how cute she is, at
let
3
them in.
o'clock in the morning, do not let her in the house.
No, they're like vampires. They cannot come in unless you invite them.
You can't. And I know it's damn near impossible. In my Batman voice, they will arrest you.
So now
you will go to jail.
So herein lies the problem.
I can't call Robin. I can't call Robin. Robin can't help you either.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
There
There's
isn't
nothing
a
I can
witness.
do.
There's no witness to this crime. It's only Becky's word against Tigger's. And so she has taken to social media. She's taken to social media. She's gone on social media and basically shown a black eye. So of course people are going to say, "Oh, he hang out with Chris Brown, so we know what he's about." Guilty by association. So they're
Don't
already
let Chris
pinning
Brown
this.
go to court. Whatever you do, don't invite Chris Brown to court.
They're
Tiger.
already pinning this on him and saying that it must be true. That it doesn't matter if she came to his house at 3 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter if she was intoxicated or if she acted in a belligerent way. The fact that he put his hands on her.
Hey, Tiger, where the hell was your cell phone at? Why ain't you video this? Like, y'all are the biggest Instagram trolls in the history of the world. Tiger, Soldier Boy, don't you have security cameras that can give us the footage of what really happened?
Bruh.
I guess he thought about opening the door, her coming in unannounced drunk. I think that he probably thought that he can contain the situation so that, his nosy ass neighbors wouldn't get involved. Who knows?
I don't think he was thinking with his big head.
I don't think at 3 o'clock in the morning any man is thinking with their big head.
Exactly.
A woman at their door, ex-girlfriend. Of course, he smashed before, so he's probably thinking, I'm gonna probably lay it down a little bit. 3 o'clock in the morning, she'll shut up, and we'll deal with this in the morning. But that wasn't the case.
Or he may have a reputation in the neighborhood, and he was like, I can't have this chick at my door anymore because I've already had problems over here, and these folks next door are causing problems, and you try and get her in to settle things down. Or maybe she's about to break something, and you don't want her by your cars, and you don't want her outside to do something. But Tiger, I don't know how she got the black eye. Now, I can't explain that black eye. Like, I don't like.
It could have been a Jody, and what was the girlfriend name? Jody. Remember, she was beating him up, and he just did like this and gave her a black eye. It could have been, we don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened. We don't know.
God bless Tiger for.
And she added TMZ, so a lot of the rumor is she's about the money. She's trying to get paid, and for her to add TMZ.
And so here's the thing: she's not denying that she was intoxicated and came to his house unannounced. That's one. Number two, if you're intoxicated, you don't know if, and I'm just playing devil's advocate like Jay Black always says, you don't know if she came there with the black eye or came there after being hit because she was drunk coming from somewhere else.
Let me tell you what I'm not going to do.
There's a lot of different variables to this story.
Let me tell you what I'm not going to do in 2021 is waste my breath defending Tiger. You on your own, homie. Let me tell you what I'm not going to do. You on your own, homie. I don't have no breath to waste. You better. You're on your. What I'm not going to do is get emotional about Tiger and some injustice that may have happened.
Well, speaking about injustice and domestic violence, Michael Shawn, Nicole Brown, sister is speaking out.
Yeah, I saw that.
She is ripping Kim
Mad.
K a new one for her SNL debut. She's not having it. She thought that it was insensitive, and she's really pissed off about it.
I don't understand.
It was
when
confusing
the
to
first
me.
half of the joke was based on basically saying OJ was guilty.
Yep.
And then the second half was like, but I don't know.
No, actually, the first half of the joke, she said her daddy was the person that introduced her to her first
Right,
black
to her
man.
first
No,
black
I get
man.
that. I get that. But the
Mhm.
first half was like when
and then all you date is black men. That's what was confusing to me.
Mhm.
But then she was like, OJ was the first black person I met, and when you meet somebody when OJ's the first black person you met, he can leave a scar or
Right.
two, or maybe none. I don't know what happened. Like
Right.
Nicole, if that's the case, you should really be going at every comedian in America because we've all made OJ jokes.
Those
Like
OJ
I don't
the
understand.
jokes have been
Nicole.
flying for years.
But it's unfortunate and it's horrible that you didn't get justice. Now I will say that it is absolutely horrible that you did not receive the justice that you deserved on that situation. Because
listen, man, July 6, 1995, I ran into that woman. Right. It was my first day at Temple.
Are we gonna get kicked off
no,
IG right now?
No.
Let
But the
me
thing
know.
of it is, she had all of this to say, right, about OJ and the whole nine, but she was promoting a book. Right, like this is what the Brown family has done. And also, can we talk about the fact that Nicole Brown, not not Nicole Brown's sister, but Nicole Brown was a 16-year-old cocktail waitress, right? That everybody knew was a 16-year-old cocktail waitress. Why a 16-year-old is a cocktail waitress is a completely different situation. But they sent her in there so she could snag a baller. She snagged OJ. OJ kept that whole family laced.
Yes.
Way before he married Nicole. Also, we're not going to talk about the physical and emotional abuse that Nicole put on OJ. They said absolutely nothing about it. We're not going to talk about the physical and emotional abuse OJ put on Nicole, and they sat silently because OJ was paying them. So when this broad rears her ugly head,
I get
talking
that,
about
Dave.
this and the third, I'm good.
Everything you said was right, but OJ sliced people's heads off. So stop.
Allegedly.
Y'all can allege it all you want. Y'all can allege it all you want.
Prove it in the court of law.
That man wrote a book that said, "If I would have done it."
The child support concierge.
What you're not gonna do, and he got found guilty in on a civil case. We're not gonna sit here and I'm not once again Tiger. I'm not wasting breath on and defending OJ. I'm not wasting breath on because OJ ain't give a damn about black people his entire career.
He's not black. He's OJ.
The child support.
Black, he's OJ. Exactly.
The child support concierge says why we don't talk about abuse of women and the ease to weaponizing the legal system.
Yeah, hey. But what abusive woman are we talking about?
We're gonna talk about deadbeat
moms. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
But how do we get to this? How do we get to this topic?
When you're talking about because you made the comment about Nicole Brown and nobody talks about the abuse that she basically inflicted or brought into OJ's and her relationship.
Y'all gonna shut up now. Y'all gonna shut the fuck up now. Y'all gonna stop now on what she did to OJ. That's not what we gonna do. When he beat her up and had her choked up, and he went to her house when they were already divorced. Like we're not,
Action
y'all.
Says if it doesn't fit, you must quit.
We're not gonna do this with OJ.
But speaking
in
of houses,
2021, we're not going to say the abuse that she brought to OJ.
Speaking of houses, Michael Shawn, battle rapper Hitman Holler, his girlfriend Cinnamon got shot in a home invasion. She got shot in the face. He said that he actually had to coach her on what to do at 1 o'clock in the morning. And that was a real serious situation. She got shot in the cheek. It went through the back of her head. Thank God that she's okay. She's okay. She's recovering. But that definitely could have turned out into a different situation. She said she never knew how strong she was until something like this actually happened. And he said you never, the fear, like the scared, like how scary the situation was because he had to literally coach her and knowing that somebody was in the house at 1 o'clock in the morning on FaceTime.
Oh, that is that. I don't even know how you guide a significant other through something like that on
Calmly,
FaceTime,
like
and
calmly,
that
in
is
different
amazing that he
directions.
was like, "Go get the gat. It's in the safe," and Jesus, and then obviously he watched her get shot. That is. That's the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how would that happen. Hitman, they
Worst
live in LA,
nightmare.
right? They live in LA.
Hitman Holler. He's a battle rapper for those who don't know who he is.
But does he live in LA? Do you know where he lives?
So I don't know if he's on the East Coast or the West Coast. I don't know if this happened on the East Coast or the West Coast. You know, a lot of artists spend their time going back and forth. So I'm not sure if this happened in LA or if it happened on the East Coast.
Do y'all have your bank app? Do y'all have a banking app? No segue. Do y'all have a banking app on your cell phone?
Yes.
Of course.
You ever have your balance just pop up for no reason and it pisses you off because you thought it was supposed to be more?
That's just a man. That's just a subliminal way for the man to stick it to you, to let you know.
Dude, and you know what? You know what I don't like? I don't like when the balance pops up because when the balance
going over the clubhouse, I'm telling
my
you,
God.
they love you over there.
When the balance popped up, right? And the balance is always, for some reason, always like a few $100 more than what you know. So I know that this is like at least $500 off. Yo, let's just end the show, man. All right, I'm gonna go smoke some. Like, I like what the. Like,
I know. So you didn't get into Tyrese saying being gay is a choice, and I guess we can get in that
We're gonna
tomorrow.
save that for tomorrow.
Save that for tomorrow.
He technically didn't say being gay was a.
We're gonna save that for tomorrow.
As a kid,
he said,
but shout out to my man D Lee. What up, D Lee? Like,
D Lee, we gotta get him back on the show.
We gotta get him. We always say it when we see him on it.
We gotta get him back.
We gotta get him back on the show.
I love D-Lee.
Sending me this. I did not ask for my balance to come on. I didn't ask. Like, I didn't need that.
You, that's the way that the man subliminally sticks it to you.
Jesus, like, I didn't even pay no bills. Like, what money? Like, I gotta call my fiance.
Tap the link in Dave's bio, and then you can get that 8,000. You get that alone.
The money. I had the money 7 minutes ago. I had the money to do what Dave said. I don't have it now.
No, you don't need it up front. You don't need it up front. You're paying $600 back.
The man trying to keep you down.
Real quick, I want y'all to help me get my 8,000. Go out and buy my book.
You don't need to get. You just.
How do they get the book? How do they get the book, nurse?
It's on Amazon, or you can get it from my website, www.aboveaveragehealthcare.com.
But it's monthly payments, right, Dave? So you're not asking for $8,000 up front.
Not at all.
You don't gotta
all
save
over
your
the
money.
place.
That's
Y'all, we go from promoting the book to going back. Like,
No,
we
right
are.
back to the $8,000.
There's no coordination. Okay, here we go. This is what we're gonna do. Dave.
Yes.
Shout out everything. Shout out everything. Shout out what you have, and shout out how they actually get that loan that you're talking about.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to go to my Instagram at the Business Bully. It's right there, and you click that first link in my bio, Dave 8K Mastermind, and you apply. You'll get approved, and then we'll rock and roll. We'll get you started. It's just that simple.
Nurse, what you got going on? Promote your book and how they can get it.
Yes, please go out and get my book, No Colored Nurses. It's a book that I wrote back in 2018. The very first story was when I went to work one day and there was a sign on the door that had no colored nurses on it. So it tells you about some things that I had to deal with being a Black nurse in Texas. You can get this on Amazon or you can get it from my website. If you are in Texas and you need any type of treatment, any type of diseases, STIs, ear infections, eye infections, COVID, you can come and see me. I can take care of you virtually. I can come to your house or you can come to my clinic.
She can give you the Viagra pill too. She get that blue pill. She can prescribe it.
You got the blue pill.
You can prescribe it.
Michael Shawn, you don't have that problem.
Prescription pad. I have a medical degree.
Oh, yeah.
As
Yo,
a
nurse, I really.
practitioner, she can write her own script.
I need that blue pill, nurse. Real talk. Like I do.
But is that sobriety,
I
Mike?
got something that you might want to try better. That's a little natural. It's honey.
Honey.
Just honey?
Yes. And honey
like straight honey?
It's also good for your immune system. And trust me, I know firsthand it works.
Jacqueline, get at me. Go follow me on Instagram. I got you. Just
so before I go to bed and get intimate, do I take it like 15, 20 minutes before? Or do I just swallow the honey?
You can take it from the package or you can put it on her. However you want to use it is up to you.
If I put it on her, it works? Like it works on me if I put it on her?
You're ingesting. Yes.
Oh, I got you. All right. That's good. All right. Mo, what you got? Promote yourself. Tell them how to follow you and all that good stuff.
You can follow me at SexyMoTOL and I'll promote my businesses later.
All right, good.
I know that's right, sis.
All right, this has been great. We want to thank Dave.
Hey,
we
let me
want to thank.
support my wife. My wife,
Oh damn,
black-owned
Jay, like I
woman.
thought. My bad. Because you were showing the
wife.
website. Go ahead, knock that
So
out.
my wife, she started her own business, black owned, just her. She's rocking out. It's called as gopher.com. I know Dave's not big on the t-shirt thing, but she do cups. There's a lot of personalized items, that she created. She's trying to create something on her own instead of like Dave saying just sitting back doing nothing. So support, go to gopher.com and check out the different shirt, no toxic t-shirts. You can look at Takeover Legend shirts, create your own. But yeah,
Dave
so
definitely
support.
Millionaire maker shirt. You need to let people know.
Yeah,
Dave making millionaires. So
Exactly.
I'm not the goat. I'm the goat herder.
All right. All I have is
I'll
a comedy show, October 20th. Tap the link in my bio at the Addison Improv. The comedy show, October 20th. Tap the link in my damn bio, October 20th. And for the rest of the day, all I'm going to do is watch Squid Games again. That's it. That's what I'm doing.
That's a nice life.
Well, I actually do have to get the tickets. I will have tickets on me. Legacy Squad. We had another great show. Come back tomorrow for another amazing show. Legacy Squad. Is that the squad?
The name of the comment team?
No,
I don't know.
We still kind of. I was a couple other names.
I have a love-hate relationship with Dave the Bully Business. That's good. That's good. The fact that we don't like anybody on our show that you just feel lukewarm about. We need passionate feelings about everybody on the show. You gotta either love it or hate it, or sometimes hate it and sometimes love it. But all that. He cool. No, we don't like he or she's cool. Like that's like having sex with somebody and they're like, how was it? It was cool. That means it was hard.
Everybody, why you hate me?
Dave, I will be hitting you up soon. Mark, make sure you got your money right. Dave is not gonna. Don't bamboozle, Dave. Don't go over there and try and get into something.
Be better than Jay Black.
Be better
Pay your
than
invoice.
Hey, Mike, for your people on IG, how can they catch the show? How they search the show?
Search the show. Listen, when you're watching the show live, you're watching it on my IG, or you can go to Media Room 360 TV. You can download that app, Media Room 360 TV. Okay? You can download that in all social media platforms. Now listen, because y'all get confused real quick. You're watching it live, Media Room 360 TV, YouTube, Facebook, everything. Or you can download the app. Now, the show's about to end. If you missed the show and you want to see the show in its entirety, go to Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends YouTube channel. And you can see you can see Dave the Business Bully may have got us suspended for Instagram. I don't know. I think we might be a done deal. Yeah. But if you want to see what Dave said, and you want to see me and Jay Black argue about COVID, Kyrie Irving, Magic Johnson, and you want to see the intensity that went down, if you want to see the amazing ladies, our nurse, Sexy Mo, if you want to see our herpes goddess who dropped the mic on us 2 times, she dropped the mic on us.
Yes.
Go to Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends YouTube page, and you'll see the entire thing.
Yep.
Can I say something real quick? Do y'all have a flyer for those of us who are in the Legacy Squad that we can share? Because I shared today's show in a whole bunch of groups, but it would be better if I had a flyer.
I'll get to that.
Okay,
I'll get to that.
Wait a second. Let me tap this mic real quick. What is the Legacy Squad? What do we got
they
going
trying
on?
to come up with names for our supporters. It's people that rock with us. Cardi B got her team. Nicki got her Barbs. Beyonce got the Beehives. Everybody got their squad that rocks and support the show. So they're coming up with some names. So that's what they're trying to find.
Okay.
Super dope.
Okay.
Super dope.
TOL Talkers, the Legacy Squad. They're trying to come
Legacy Squad, TOL Talkers. Okay. All right. Well,
I'll keep working because I feel like we're all building legacies here. Like everybody.
You said what?
I said I like the Legacy Squad because I feel like everybody in one of these squares and everybody watching, just by watching the show, they will be building their own legacies. That's why I like the Legacy Squad.
I'm not mad at it. I never thought I'd be doing something that important. Okay. All right.
You got to good. It's important.
This is good, y'all. All right. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that, and understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. Dave. You fight for everything else in your life. Parking spots. You fight for the big piece of chicken. You fight for attention from a family member. Fight for your happiness. And never let nobody steal that from you. All right? We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. It's Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Yeah, y'all.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.